In the mists of ancient time, a poet sings of great deeds wrought by mighty heroes, of monsters slain and justice restored, of wise counsel and devious strategies, of courage, valor, and daring, defiant of the gods themselves. On their way back home from the war, the heroes have become lost among strange islands populated by mythical creatures, dangerous villains, legendary kingdoms, and desperate people, each entangled in strife at the mercy of the capricious gods. It falls to you as the epic heroes of your age to seize this opportunity for greatness, to set things right in these lost lands, overcome the trials of the gods, monsters, and mortals, prove the glory of your name, and win your way back home. Greetings, people of Earth! My name is Rob Wieland. I am an author, game designer, and professional nerd. Tonight, I am the host of Theater of the Mind Players, your friendly neighborhood live stream program. We here at Theater of the Mind Players love playing role-playing games, and what we love even more is showing our fans all of the amazing tabletop role-playing games outside of Dungeons & Dragons that they can play from a variety of wonderful publishers and artists. Tonight, we are playing the game Agon 2nd Edition. Now, normally this is where our fine players would be gesticulating broadly at some books that we had, but
sparkly shinies. Can you see the sparkly shinies?
We have a very special event going on in this particular series because we don't have the books yet. The game is still in development, and our friends at Evil Hat Productions have graciously given us a preview copy of the rules. It's very compelling television to flip through the player kits. Evil Hat and the designers Sean Nittner and John Harper have given us a advanced look at these rules. So we're actually playing this game before it's even complete, and our game may have some impact on the final manuscript. So make sure to watch for that. The game Aegon 2nd Edition is a new version of Aegon, which came out in 2006, I believe.
In the before time.
And it was very influential to me because it was one of the first games of what I would consider indie games or narrative games that really made an impression on me. Going back through my history of reading games, I've seen a lot of other games that have those elements in my past history, but Aegon in particular was the first of the more modern wave that really grabbed me and shook me out of a space of, all role-playing games have to have an aspect of simulating a world and being connected to like real-world physics and things like that.
That might have been me actually shaking you.
That's very true. And that version of Aegon was a fun game of
narrative of narrative control, but also tactical positioning. There was a grid, and depending on which weapon you chose, you got to roll a specific type of dice, and different weapons had different die types in different areas. So, like, if you're using a bow, it was really good if you're far away, but it was really sucky if you're up front. And you were slaying monsters, and you were each competing to be the star of the you wanted to be the legend that everybody remembered, and the rest of the players were going to be the chumps that get eaten by the Hydra in like the first part of the story. Interestingly enough, Aegon 2nd Edition removes a lot of the stuff that I really liked about 1st Edition. The tactical positioning is gone. That sort of interplayer conflict of who's going to be the leader of the story is gone, but what they've replaced it with is something that I found equally amusing. In particular, they've replaced the tactical positioning with something that I think appeals to a more broad tale of how mythology works, in that heroes didn't always kill monsters. They also outwitted them. They also fell in love with them. They also outthought them. They also lectured them about the rules of Platonic ideals. And the domains that each of these characters has allows their players to hew to that mythology. And by doing so, I think we're going to be creating some great tales that feel like that they should be told in a really boring mythology class like your freshman year of college.
Tale of Persephone.
In addition to that, there is still a competitive aspect to this game, which longtime fans will know are going to fuel some of our players in a very interesting way.
Cough, cough, Tawny, cough, cough.
What? Cough, cough, Jordan? What?
I am offended.
You guys need to go to the doctor. Those coughs sound bad.
Yeah,
It's been going around.
So, yeah.
But instead of each competing to be the main part of the tale, instead, the idea is not so much that each player wants to be Hercules, but each player wants to be Jason, with everybody else being the Argonauts. The idea here is
I thought you were going horror movie reference.
I thought
Well,
was
I
like-
would like to be Michael Myers.
Read more mythology.
I mean, Jason really did kill off the Argonauts, just indirectly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can I play a Xenomorph, please? Thank you.
No, he played that game. Instead, this game encourages the heroes to work together, with only one hero per every conflict being the best, and they're the ones that get to make the final argument to rescue the prince or princess, to slay the monster, whereas everyone else helps out and builds up that story until that final moment. So we're very excited to bring you these tales of Aegon 2nd Edition, and we hope that you enjoy our first of 2, if not 3, dips into remixing mythology that we have planned for.
Definitely 3.
Well, I guess. Well,
Where did you send me that thing that I was supposed to know?
it's probably on our clackety.
Which clackety?
The clackety from
Zuckerberg clackety?
no,
Or
the other one.
Okay.
Discord clackety?
No, not that one.
Oh, man.
Don't say anything.
Mm.
Sometimes props fail.
It's all right.
Should we start going around?
Yes.
While you're doing that?
So while I, Rob Wieland, author, game designer, professional nerd, him, are trying to figure out this technological weirdness with one of my players, let's have the other players introduce themselves with their names, their characters, and why you were excited to choose to play this game. So let's start over here on this end.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jordan Fishburne, she, her. My character is Kyria, the storm-eyed Scion of Scythia. Starting great. She's has a panther-like appearance with a wiry form and braided hair. Her armor is painted with strange symbols. She carries a long spiked chain, And I am really looking forward to this game and really wanted to play it because I love mythology. I have ever since I was a kid. Greek mythology is always near and dear. There's always a lot of fun stories in there. Monsters and gods that are kind of assholes, so you're kind of really not supposed to cheer for them except like the couple times that you actually do. So you get great stories of heroes kind of going full against the odds to get their shit done, and
That's great.
it's a great time.
Very cool. I sent it again. Let's go to our next player, and I have him talk about his
hello,
character.
I'm Tony Cheek. He, him. I am playing the iron-minded Polybius, scion of Xanthos and worshipper of Athena. I was really excited to play this game because I, too, am a huge fan of mythology, but I'm also a huge history buff, which is why I like these Assassin's Creed games, because they're games where you get to play in basically different time periods that aren't usually in video games. And so when Aegon was presented, I'm like, oh, cool, we get to tell our own story in Greek mythology? That sounds friggin' dope.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited.
That's great. Let's go to our next.
Hi, I'm Tawny P. Thompson, she, her. And I am playing Pasiphae, the lion-hearted daughter of Hermes.
I love how everybody immediately shifts into a Shakespearean voice when they talk. They give their name.
Why would we do anything other, Robert?
It's just great. It's just great. I love it.
And Pasiphae is a total badass, and it's gonna be fun. And I'm really excited to play this game because I like doing a badass. And that came out that
Wow.
That badass came out
doing
right.
doing an adult. I'm
She
adulting.
likes
Anyhow,
doing
whatever. It's a turn of
badass.
phrase that didn't work in the way that I wanted.
I'm sorry. Did you say your badass is a turn of phrase?
Yeah, well, it was.
And no, it's not.
Off to a good
Anyhow,
start.
I really like Xena a lot, and I'm excited to
Backpedal.
be her.
Backpedal. Good job.
So,
Hello,
Follow
I am Ethan, and I am playing Strong-Limbed Doman, scion of Domain, plaything of Aphrodite.
Accurate.
Yeah.
What?
pronoun.
Oh, he, him?
Living Kendall.
Yeah, yeah.
Ring Kendall.
And I guess I'm really excited for this competitive nature.
I like that you're excited about you're usually like the quiet guy
Yeah.
who like hangs back and then is like, but Rob,
Well,
here,
there's a
let me give you
mechanic
this
for it,
knife
you
to
know.
stab somebody else with.
Yeah. I like mechanics, and this has one for it.
All right. And then our final player, please sign in.
Hi, I am Sarah Babe. I'm a professional podcaster with Plot Points, also with Encounter Party and Theater of the Mind Players. She, her, they, them, whichever. And I am playing Thalia, Heart Forger, daughter of Hephaestus and loved by Zeus. And I'm just super excited about Greek myth. Like, I dig it hardcore. It's the only reason why I joined a fraternity.
There.
They had
Alpha
Greek
Phi.
things.
Boom. Also, Tau Phi Alpha. All right, I was part of 2.
It was fascinating to me just how many people at the table were super into the idea of messing with Greek mythology. Like, I think that also applies with the other games that we've chosen this year that have mythological themes. Although one just kind of happened that way, but it's mythology is obviously a lot of fun to explore, and if Dungeons and Dragons can remix mythology, for its own personal ends, why can't we? So, for those of you who did not listen to our session 0 or the narration at the beginning of the episode done by a very handsome person,
It was Rob.
spoilers, Sarah.
The truth should be heard.
Tony.
Nerds.
Hashtag release the Wieland cut. So, the players play ancient Greek heroes who are on their way home from a glorious war, and a strange storm has blown off their ship from the easy course home, and so they must sail through strange islands and encounter different adventures on their way back home, which I have been informed is the plot of the Odyssey, which I was not aware of. But it sounds really fun.
Didn't you major in English?
Yeah, that's Greek.
It's all Greek to me.
Oh boy, it's gonna be that kind of game.
Well, I was a English writing major, and that's more of an English lit thing. And boy, did we not like each other. So
yeah, I saw the gang fights.
One punch, then everybody wheezing for 10 minutes. Yeah. So each episode of this show, we're going to be going to an island. They're going to come across a mystery. They're going to figure out what's going on, and then they're going to have a great big battle at the end of the episode, and then we're going to kind of talk about how that island has faded into mythology since then. So let's start with the island that they're going to be encountering tonight, and that is the Island of Inu. This was one of 2 islands chosen by our Patreon vote. So thank you, Patreons, for pushing our boat off into our first adventure. And
I think Tony killed Sarah.
what was that?
Tony made a dog reference.
He made a dog joke. It's too late now.
Turned into a Tuscan Raider for 2 seconds.
The sand people. Don't worry about it. They always walk in a straight line, so you can't.
They always walk single file, so you can hide their numbers. Oh god.
So, the Isle of Inu is remarkable for a large ring of standing stones that encircle the harbor. Beyond them is a dense forest that devours any light that enters it. Legend tells of a magical poppy that grows in a protected glade deep in the forest, which grants any imbiber their dreams to come true. Now, the last, our session 0, we also chose a leader who is ultimately the, there are 2 things that the leader does. One, they are the decider. So whenever there is a course of action, you can appeal to them to try to get them to do it, or you can spend a bond with them to basically get them to you take control for a second and are like, no, this is my plan. You owe me. And then I don't know why I kept on looking at Tawny when I was saying that. Like, not like you're gonna jump in and be the leader.
New game, Rob.
New year, new game.
Yeah, new game, same person.
Resolution.
I really need to keep a stock of soft things I can throw at people over here.
Soft things like your dice jail
or Washburn.
Let me get you soft and fluffy.
I would catch a Washburn.
So that's one thing. The leader also receives signs from the gods as the vessel makes its way to the island, and our leader for this episode is Thalia, and she has received these 2 signs from 2 particular gods.
Am I reading them or are you reading them?
You are reading them.
Okay. Apollo, god of music and healing, his sign is the rising sun, promising a new day. Hecate?
Hecate.
Hecate. Hecate. All right. Keeper of lore. Her signs are ghost stories told by the sailors.
So it is late at night when the fog clears and you are actually able to come into the harbor. And normally at night, there are lamps that are hung to light the way for ships to carefully sail into the harbor. But tonight, there is a fire in the village, leaping from one building to another.
Oh.
I was about
As
to ask
you
if this was a
arrive.
good fire or bad fire.
Yeah,
It is
same
a
here.
bad fire.
Bad fire.
The sailors on your vessel pull it up short because they're not going to tie it to the wooden dock when there's a fire burning in the harbor. They are NPCs. They are not morons. But despite the rapidly spreading fire, you seem to only be able to see through the smoke and the burning haze one person running around in the town. What do you do?
Do they look like they're trying to leave or just running around in the town, like doing something?
Going for a jog.
I wonder how this smoke is going to affect my lung inhalation.
I don't know.
It's the latest California thing. You run through the wildfires. It's like you're doing like triple miles, man.
It's just the Melbourne Marathon this year.
So Jomon,
Ouch.
you and your keen eyes see one person who is the one person goes to one of the buildings that is starting to catch fire, and you see them like they have a torch, and they set the torch down on the ground and run into the building, and there's a few seconds, and then you see them desperately pulling somebody out from the building underneath their arms, except in the process the torch that the woman had has knocked over and rolled into the building and has started the side of that building on fire by accident.
So it's an idiot.
An unfortunate soul who is not blessed by the gods.
It is a tale told by an idiot.
So
fury.
are there rocks? Granted, I know is there anything besides the dock that we could like tie or attach the boat to?
Can we not simply swim?
Well, yes, but you still don't want the boat to go away. There are these large standing stones that come out of that basically go through the harbor. They kind of have to sail through,
Right.
And then they also go up onto the mainland, which is weird, but whatever. I'm sure they're not important. And
I'm sure that's not. That has nothing to do with Poseidon, I'm sure.
One feels as though one should not tie the boat to the rocks, the standing stones. It feels
right.
wrong.
But what else are we going to tie it to?
Can I divine what the stones might signify for the gods, or if they have any ritual importance?
Do we have an anchor?
Probably.
We could toss you overboard.
Man.
Oblivious. That's not helpful.
Sorry.
I thought it was brilliant.
I thought it was funny.
I feel like you don't have your head. So
yeah, I think that
make more sense.
this
His mind is of iron.
You're
to
also
tie
more hooky, though.
to tie the boat safely to the stones is a contest of craft and reason.
I see.
So,
Is this only if we want to tie it to the stone?
yes, if you want to help and try to do this, you once I declare the strife, then you decide whether or not you want to jump in. So, I'm going to say so the strife is 10.
Okay.
Which of you will use your sailing knowledge to secure the vessel in the harbor as the fires rage?
I shall try.
So I will as well.
Okay,
Can I offer to assist instead of doing
You
it
can.
myself?
you may.
Because I would like to do that then.
Okay. So, if you are jumping in on this, if you're jumping in on this contest, what you need to do is declare it and roll. So, you need to speak your name and assemble your dice pool while you do so.
Lion-hearted Pasiphae shall attempt.
with her craft and reason.
With her craft and reason and her lion's heart.
Now, you may mark Pathos to include the die from a second domain in your pool. You may invoke Divine Favor by calling upon the strength of a god. Or you may spend a bond to ask that player to give you a copy of their name die to include in your dice pool, and they tell you how they help you. You gonna do that, or are you just rolling?
I'm just rolling.
All right. Your target is 10. You take your 2 highest.
That was a 6. I just knocked it. 10.
Okay. Is anyone else declaring for this contest?
You know what? I will.
I will face. Do you want to go first?
Oh,
Lion Rock and Cassidy has succeeded. There is no need.
I will face this contest. I am Storm-Eyed Kyria, honored follower of Hecate. I will use my craft and reason to face this trial.
Okay. Everybody's using their craft and reason.
Okay.
But-
Well, I just dropped that one. I'm gonna keep that. I also got a 10.
Okay.
I, Thalia, the hard.
The herb derb.
The Horde Forger.
Oh, secret.
Achim.
So salty. So salty. Okay. Again.
I definitely thought you said horn farter.
Yeah, I probably would have. Yo, I'm Thalia. I'm gonna do this shit.
She farts as a horn.
So that's.
As you drink out
do
of
I have anything? Because I got a
They're
9.
two highest.
So is there anything that I can, if I used a pathos to bring in another one of the domains?
You have to do that before you roll. You have to
I
assemble
did.
your.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there anything that I can use to?
You still keep your 2 highest.
Right.
The only thing that allows you to add on to the 2 highest is if you spent Divine Favor before you roll.
Before. Okay.
Yes.
So I just basically was not helpful.
You did a fail. Figure of speech.
Who rolled less than 10?
Me.
You suffer. Who rolled 10 or higher?
It is I.
Oh,
Lion
God.
hearted Pasiphae.
I'm so. It's up my nose. Oh God, it's up my nose.
You're gonna be smelling salt for days. We did the tie.
You prevail.
Huzzah.
But we need to see who is best. So each of you rolls your name die until one of you beats the other.
5. Is it also a 5?
2.
All
I had to
right.
build suspense for the audience.
I should have cut for the act break. And
Clearly
so that
the metal
means
dice.
Pasiphae, you are best.
Best than all the rest.
After the players roll, they take turns narrowing their heroes' actions and effect on the contest, starting with the heroes who suffer, then with the heroes who prevail, and then who is best. Use your outcome to guide your narration, including your epithet, pathos, or divine favor as details. So let's start with Thalia. How did you suffer in this particular?
Thalia, the heart. I think it's a piece of seaweed.
Are you okay? Oh, that doesn't look good.
So you're suffering from smoke inhalation, is what you're telling me.
No, water. I was a piece of seaweed. It was gross.
Okay. So you do get 1 glory though.
Okay. I got a glory. Does glory ever go away?
No.
So you can use pen.
Yes.
But it does jump between amounts, so
You may have to erase it.
you may have
Yeah.
to erase it later in order to jump past 40 and 80
Oh.
and at the very edge over here.
Way to piss in my Cheerios.
I know, I'm sorry. I just really had to pee.
Or you start with your lightest pen, and then you slowly get darker.
There you go.
Thank you, Ethan.
Nerds.
You're
solutions.
so smart for being so muscly.
Yeah.
That was in character.
Yeah. Great.
Dark crayon covers
Next
light
lowest
crayon.
roll. Yeah.
But you did
Dark Crayon is more
prevail,
prevail.
so you had some positive effect on it.
I did help somewhat. Kyria goes to the oarmen and she helps direct them to turn the boat correctly to get the ropes on the correct side to get all put together.
Okay.
She does a
We
little
just-
chant.
Double check before I tell my story.
Check
We
the
decided
ropes,
that we
check
were
the ropes,
tying up
check
to the rock.
Yes.
Check the ropes.
Never mind. Then Lionhearted Pasiphae takes up the ropes with which we are to tie the boat unto the standing stones, and she fashions it into a lasso of truth, perhaps.
Wow.
I call foul.
Or perhaps binding.
We're gonna.
And she lashes
Brad,
on
I'm
her
just gonna warn
first
you now.
try.
We're gonna be master thespianing it all
Oh,
over
yeah.
the place here. So.
Oh, yeah.
Am I too loud? I apologize,
No.
good sir. I shall attempt to be less loud. No, I won't.
Lord of the board is controller of all things audio.
Oh.
His compressor shall smite you down.
Well, we're switching to liquor already.
Continue.
But upon my first attempt, I do I lasso the standing stone and am able to fasten the boat unto the stone.
All right.
Yes, that was the most glorious tying of the boat.
Damn, that's a bitchin' knot.
I saw not you assisting Polybius.
Not.
Choke yourself.
So, the crew gets out of the vessel and splashes into the harbor and climbs up, and the woman that you saw is coming out of another house with another person on slung over her shoulder.
Did they throw another torch in the other house?
No, she actually picked up the first torch, and as you approach her, you see that she looks absolutely exhausted. And as you walk towards her, she even kind of blinks, like, "You are not a vision. Are you a vision sent by Morpheus to toy with me?"
In what way may
When most people look upon me, they think of me as a vision. But perhaps I am just man.
in what way may we assist you?
Isn't it fun to play a babe?
Water. Her
I feel like
village is
you
on
need to
fire.
trade bugs with him for this show, and this show only.
Is there any way, while they're chatting, I could use a divine favor from Poseidon to, I don't know, get some sort of fire hose on the village?
So
Spitting fish.
What
A
you
white whale, perhaps.
Just get a hydra and just.
Ooh.
Yeah, just like a 2+.
so if you want to make that contest, I think that would be a contest of resolve and spirit.
Okay, I'm down with that.
But
I'll let you whatever
so-
you feel proper.
The woman stumbles towards you once or twice, and she just sort of says, "You have to get them all out before," and she slumps into your arms.
Is she dead?
I check.
No.
It's a smoke inhalation, but we must get these people out of these homes as soon as possible, or they shall perish.
Rush to do so.
So, Thalia is calling upon Poseidon to assist by dousing the flames with the seawater that exists in the harbor. Who among you will attempt to quash the flames within the village.
Are we assisting in calling Poseidon, or are we doing our
This
own
is a
quash roll?
This is a resolve and spirit roll.
Okay.
A contest versus the fires, which are 2d8 perilous fire.
Ooh. So here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
So usually we're just rolling our name and our domain.
Name, epithet, and domain.
Oh, then I was rolling
If your
one less-
epithet makes sense.
If your epithet makes sense.
Oh, I was rolling one less dice last time.
Well, you've learned.
Now we learn. Okay.
That's why I always call out your. That's why I always do the hashtag branding, because that is
Right.
that's
Okay.
going to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag lion-hearted Pasiphae.
Well, dang. Yeah, I got a 1. There would have been a thing. I would have not sucked.
Well, you still only take the top two.
Yeah, it's
Two.
still only the top 2. So
Oh,
It's
okay.
if
I
you
don't feel
put
so bad
divine
then.
favor, that's a plus whatever.
Right. You're good. This is why. Yeah. This is why we talk about rules.
So
Yeah.
as a
These
perilous
rules, so you didn't have
contest,
to.
Yes.
this means that if you suffer, you take a point of pathos.
Oh, I'm gonna use my divine favor from Poseidon.
Well, that makes it easy. It is an 8. Oh, I forgot. Before I forget, you get 5 glory for that last roll, and you get 10.
ooh.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Moving up in the world.
This contest is worth 8 glory to the best, and 4 to those who prevail,
Okay,
and
fine,
1
I'm in.
to those who suffer.
Lion-hearted Pasiphae will attempt.
Remember, the domain is
Resolve in spirit.
resolve here, but you can spend a pathos to bring in a domain, a stronger domain, if you wish.
I shall so.
Okay.
I will do this.
And I
Well-
shall blood and valor it.
Okay, so add the blood and valor.
You want to go first?
No, you can go. You're good.
Also,
Yeah, you already got.
I'm also.
A lion-hearted Pasiphae, daughter of Hermes, shall attempt this with blood and valor. And she shall get an 8.
Okay. Who's next?
Strong-limbed Oman shall attempt. I got an 8.
Okay.
Thalia Heartforger, daughter of Hephaestus, lover of Poseidon's brother Zeus.
Oh,
Yeah, what's
aren't they
up?
all?
What's up? Well, yeah, shush.
Oh, so you're calling in your side chick.
Yeah, I'm calling my side chick.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call all the gods my side chicks.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just gonna happen. So, yeah, and Heartforger, because Forger, I know how to deal with fires.
Oh,
Yes, so-
okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do that, and
So you take your 2 highest, but you add the 4, whatever's on the D4 on top of it.
oh yeah, I gotta drill the D4. That's right. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
10.
Sweet.
Okay.
I will do this contest. Kyria the Storm-Eyed, Scion of Scythia, using the wisdom of Athena.
Ooh.
Resolve, spirit, and craft and reason. Going for the big roll of dice.
You're gonna make an aqueduct over there?
Maybe. That is...
Or an aqualung!
12 plus 4?
What's that?
16.
That'd be
16.
16?
Do you add?
You take your 2 highest die out of the pool.
Well, what I'm saying, so I took pathos, so I used blood and valor instead, or I
No,
used it in
in
addition?
addition to.
You only keep your top 2, and
Okay, still 8.
You still can only keep your top 2 plus your divine favor.
Yes. So
So
I got a 6 and a 6 and a 4.
Yahtzee.
Yeah.
All right.
I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting to roll good. That's why I grabbed so many.
I like how Sarah's giving you a little bit of a stink eye because, like, this is my contest,
Yeah,
bitch.
I know.
this is my idea. The rocks was my idea too.
So to use divine favor, use a D4.
That's
Correct.
why you're the
And
leader.
it gets added to instead of.
You
Okay.
get to make all the
Uh,
good decisions.
Then I, iron-minded Polybius, will attempt with the fortitude of Poseidon. Boosh! that fell out. I got 10.
11.
11. Oh, 11. Sorry.
Okay, so who rolled less than 8?
No one.
Nay.
None have failed. Who rolled 8 or higher?
I.
She's high.
All have prevailed, but
Polybius!
I believe that
Hello.
I believe that Kyria is best.
This is the only time it'll happen, folks.
Didn't it happen last time too?
No, I didn't.
Everyone-
Real close to last time.
Yeah.
Everyone who prevailed gets 4 glory. But Kyria gets 8. Folks, those of you listening on podcast edition, I can already tell within 2 rolls that our crew is totally into the glory keeping aspect of this game.
Oh yeah.
What are you on now?
Like for everybody here being super turbo nerds, you can
5, 10,
already
15,
see the
16, 17.
counting victory point faces on that are like 4, 8.
That last roll was like clutch too. That was
So,
fine.
who rolled an 8? All right.
Oh god, I'm trying not to be
Can we work together?
like competitive right now, but it's real hard.
I wish to
Lean into it,
grab
Sarah,
2
lean into
horse
it.
troughs and carry one in each arm over to the water.
Yes.
That's awesome!
Your mom and I
when I'm working together.
And just dump them
Yep.
over. Okay. All right.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the whole story.
That's it.
Water on fire.
Doman understands this concept. Doman doesn't know why you don't understand this concept.
Rock, paper, scissors, fire, water, air.
Pasiphae will find some cloth to smother a fire.
Okay.
Yes.
So 8, 9, 10.
Oh, a 10.
Oh, 11.
Okay.
Yeah, 10.
Sorry.
It's before 11, thank you.
I apologize.
Wow, that was an aftershock voice.
Ooh.
According to my
Plot
mug.
twist.
Call. Remember, they haven't seen the show yet.
Yeah.
But I said
No spoilers.
according
No
to my
spoilers.
mug.
No
Yeah.
spoilers.
According to my mug.
No spoilers.
This mug is,
Okay,
mug is a spoiler.
I will.
So, for those of you who also rolled with Divine Favor, make sure that you work in how the gods
okay.
affect it into your.
I'm assuming that Poseidon is the reason for all of the stones, so I'm just gonna kind of like stand in the middle where like the quote unquote altar would be and call, Poseidon, lend us your glory and grace to set out these fires for these villagers who adore you.
And a huge wave crashes, hits into the harbor and washes past you and then splashes out a bunch of fires.
Let your grace
I think
rain
Doman
down
is-
upon us.
And I think Doman looks down and sees that his troughs are refilled. He's like, all right. What do you... State your deeds, mortal.
I, Polybius, use the sands around us to quell the fire. Does that make it stronger, or is that...
Nope, quelling.
Did you
No,
add
okay.
your gods?
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
No, it's good. Deprives us of oxygen. You're all right.
No, I think you meant the word quell.
No, wait, quell, not quell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Quail?
Quail?
The storm-eyed Kyria looks upon the skies and asks Athena for aid and feels her wisdom drip into her mind. She gathers up her spiked chain and whispers into it before spinning on the ground, gathering up dirt and spinning until she whips it at the houses.
You just
and
whip a
smothers
tornado
the
at the thing?
flame.
I'm going home.
Yours was so badass, Sarah.
You just fucking ripped the shit.
I feel like this is going to be an excellent example of the difference between the members of these heroes. One of them throws horse troughs at it. One of them throws a tornado at it. But regardless,
There's
was
a lot of
like
sand around. I could use the sand.
It was like a dust storm. Yeah.
Great, now you've thrown
Sand.
grit into everyone's burn wounds.
I don't like sand. coarse and rough and irritating.
You are
No
definitely
worries.
irritating.
Yeah. My job is achieved. Thank you.
There's a moment of quiet as the winds die down, and then the woman who was pulling people out of the houses, and I think she's kind of got the like sand face and like frizzed out hair. Oh.
You live, young
Thank
lady.
Apollo. You've stopped these terrible fires that kept raging. They kept spreading. I don't understand why they were spreading.
You see, things get hot and they burn.
There's also something to do with a torch. We did spy.
Yes, my torch. I need my torch. Where's my torch?
Over there by the rest of the fire.
Causing most of it.
Oh.
Do not despair.
It has been quenched.
Yes, but
I'd like to find the torch.
Has our heroism bored you?
no. You have saved the village, but you pick up the torch.
What is the name of this village?
Is it unlit?
No, it's still sputtering and
Okay. I'm trying to blow it back to life slowly.
Okay.
For podcast listeners. Just had to give you a little blowy noise.
I don't think
this is
the scenario.
That was the horn farter? Come on.
This is the village of Hathor.
Hathor?
What
is your name?
Well, I am Sorsha. I am torchbearer of Apollo. I light the fires at night until he returns in the morning. But
You seem to be exhausted.
I have your torch here.
Stay with us. You need to bear your torch for your god.
I do, because I am afraid that if I fall asleep and I suffer the same fate as the rest of the village,
What fate?
I'm afraid that Morpheus will take us all.
Morpheus will not take you. We are here to save you.
And I have the torch.
And she smiles weakly and tips forward again into a momentary sleep. And somewhere in the distance, you hear a strange slithering cry.
Oh, that ain't good.
A slithering cry? How does that...
And that
Is Hannibal Lecter here?
is where we end our first act of Agon.
What a good
Oh,
noise.
for fuck's sake.
We'll be
I
back
feel like we've heard that noise before.
in just a few moments with Act 2 of our epic tale on the Isle of Inu. Please come back and see us. And we are back for Act 2 of Episode
pardon me.
1 of Agon.
Sorry. Oh, man,
I like that you waited until we got back. The entire 10-minute period.
time it.
You were
It just
cooking that, and you were...
Yo, listen. That shook some stuff loose,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah. Well,
Sorry, folks.
when we
Sorry.
last left our heroes on the Isle of Inu, they had just put out a fire, and the lone conscious survivor of the village, the torchbearer of Apollo named Sorsha, had told them, or had informed our heroes about some of the strangeness that had been going on in the island.
Question for you. So, do we know what a torchbearer of Apollo is supposed to do? Like, what their function is?
Yes, the torchbearers basically light the lanterns at night
Oh, okay.
and are usually they are, if not full priests of Apollo, they're like in the
Junior woodchuck priests.
Acolytes.
yeah acolytes.
Oh, I like calling them junior woodchucks.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Squeaker McSqueakin.
And the torch, a mystic torch that is connected to the torchbearer, and so the fact that it's kind of guttering and sputtering tells you that whatever sorcery is happening is very strong if it's affecting a torchbearer of Apollo.
Oh, dang. Okay.
And picking through the other bodies that she has dragged out, they are all sleeping.
Okay, but they're still they're still conscious. They're just sleeping. Wait,
Alive.
unconscious. Are you sleeping when you're unconscious? Oh gosh, I just had it. I'm gonna stop talking.
They're
Would it help
alive.
if you hold your torch?
Sorsha grabs it for like a second and it kind of goes, and then sputter.
Whoa, not good.
Uh,
Where's the noise coming from?
That noise was far off in the dark wood.
Has it gotten closer?
No.
Okay.
Sorsha did say that it was Morpheus that is causing this.
Is Morpheus known to be occasionally a snake?
He's like a dream person.
He gets you out of the Matrix this week.
He's
He's
not.
one of the
He
endless-
wakes you up.
before you go.
Ooh, stop.
That noise was likely not Morpheus, but rather one of the
creatures of the
Oniri,
night.
who are the dark dreams that do Morpheus's bidding in the mortal plane.
This is less
Please
than ideal.
contain your excitement, Jordan, until the end. It's like, I'm gonna punch it, Oni.
Sorsha, sweet child, what is it that we can do to help you stay within a wakeful state?
We could punch.
You?
Yeah, that would help her stay awake.
Good, yes, it might.
Is this going to be a
Entertainment.
Punch and Judy show?
Should we do a duel to
You're fine.
No.
invigor her?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I will fight Polybius.
I will stab whatever your name is.
I'm glad you remember my
Yeah.
name after these
Pasiphae.
15 years fighting
She's
together.
not important enough to remember.
Pasiphae.
Pasiphae.
Thank
That's
you,
it.
Kyria.
Right.
It's
Polybius?
on your character
It's
sheet.
not like it's
You're a piece
I know.
of
I don't know how to
molasses.
read.
Okay.
To be fair, they're all spelled very strangely.
No, says Sorsha.
Sure.
I've
really
had
willing
enough
to stab
excitement
her.
for one evening. I do not need to see duels or
If you are
feats of
certain.
strength.
I will let Polybius pass this night.
I will smash her head with a rock, whether you want it or not.
You may attempt to do so. Good
What if
Polybius.
Would you care to hear stories of our exploits until
Yes.
our beloved Apollo arrives?
Yes, if I can stay awake through the night, Apollo will rise and protect me from the slumber of Morpheus.
You
when you stay awake through the night.
You could always hold your torch from the other end.
You could.
Heart forger.
I don't think
Yeah.
that sounds, dear Domon. Ow.
Wake up!
Thank you so much. It's like going in my brain so hard. That did,
I don't think
way
I
Domon,
too
have you
inside.
ever burned yourself upon a torch?
Well, not any place you can see.
Which is all places, so he is not.
You feel really weird touching it right now.
Get it? What? I don't want to sit on this side of the table.
This trial of Morpheus began 3 days hence.
Oh.
At first, there were just those who would not wake. And then one by one, all 33 members of the village fell asleep and would not wake up. I am the last, and I am afraid that if I fall, that...
Good Sorsha, you are the mightiest!
What?
The mightiest of this entire village, and you must not fail now!
We shall keep you awake. We will invigor you until the morning comes.
Yes!
Domon, tell her a story of Aphrodite. Or one of your great exploits of
Boning.
you.
Of valor.
I could
Valor?
tell her the story of how I burnt myself and saved a lady who was drowning in a river.
Okay, so for this section,
What?
first of all, I feel like
explains
there
why
might
he
be a
didn't make
content warning. Question mark?
We're
real
listed as
sorry,
an
guys.
explicit podcast.
I guess.
And on YouTube, so.
I guess. I didn't.
Fear of the mind players after
I feel.
dark.
I feel a little sad that we're getting so horny and Danielle is not here.
We're doing it for Danielle.
That's true. Okay. So the way that this is going to work is each hero player is either going to name the domain of the contest or the circumstances of the story. Then I will provide the other half of that equation. Once the scene is set, the hero takes action, and excuse me. Other players will jump in if they want to be part of that particular story. Whether or not they want to be a part of the story of how Domon burned himself in a very secret place.
And
While
also
saving
saved a lady
wood
from a
from the
lake, river, water.
Drowning. It probably was a well.
It was a puddle.
What's that all
Sir, stop touching me. I'm trying to drink my water.
Help, my foot is stuck in this bucket of water.
If Aphrodite told him
It's not
he
a
must
woman,
save
it's just a
her,
really
he
big
must.
fish.
Sometimes it's the same thing.
I really just kind of see. I want to see if he'll do the stupidest shit, and he does it every time. I just love him. He's like a big dick puppy.
There's that image.
Okay. So
Tell us the tale.
That happened.
Tell us the tale.
yeah. So you had to. So you want to tell the tale of the time that you say you burned yourself and you saved a woman who was drowning.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm on one side. I'm on the other side.
I'm on the East Bank. I'm on the West Bank. Man, we're just quoting that so much tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
I think that this is a story of craft and reason.
Ooh.
Good
Okay.
luck. Does he have a negative on that? Because I feel like you have.
So the
gods
story
step in.
is the story is
I have a
All
full
about
story layout
how-
if you need it.
My
oh,
life
if
got
you have a
flipped
story, by all
upside
means,
down.
just
I wanna
start
take a
tell
minute
it up
just
to the
sit right
point where
there.
we need to worry about a resolution.
Okay.
Tell you how I got
Like
a
basically
piece of
up to
side
the
piece
I will stop you
steak.
and I'm like, okay, let's set the strife here.
Okay. So, I noticed one day that I looked sexier with a hairless chest.
Go on.
Earlier in the week, I got too close to a fire trying to heat up some food and my eyebrows burnt off. And I realized the quickest way to get hairless is with fire. However, I didn't anticipate the oiling I did earlier. So as I attempted to singe off my chest hair, the oil made it spread. So I ran and jumped in the nearest lake.
Oh my god. I'm crying.
And so that's going to be our craft and reason. If you want to jump in here and help
Yes, please.
Domon deal with his perhaps the aftermath of the fire that he set with his with his invention of waxing.
My brain hurts just hearing that story.
I will help him with this.
It does
Well-
sound like something Joxer the Mighty would do.
So you can either jump in and be a part of the story, or you can assist him, which means that you get 1 glory and you get to lend him.
How are you gonna
your
help
name
him burn
dice.
off his
I
chest
will
there,
lend
Jordan?
you my name die.
Well,
I will
here's
take
the-
a glory.
If we participate in the story, there's a chance we could do it better than him, right?
Correct.
Oh.
Down. I'm doing the story.
Are you also de-hairing yourself?
Well, no.
I'm making sure you don't die.
I'm assuming that this is that if somebody beats you in the glory tale, they go, oh, actually, what he's it's Rashomon.
That's what he said.
It's
However,
he said that it was this, but actually there was this.
He was talking to a horse.
As long as you yes,
Tell you about the part also.
yeah, as long as you're yes-anding what he has already said, go to town.
Oh, dude,
Take
I'm
my
down
name
for
die,
this.
man. I want you to have some of that.
I
That would be
gotta-
great. Do you get a glory regardless, or is it only if you win?
I think it's. Hold on one moment, please.
I'll make you a salve for your burn. So it doesn't scar.
Suddenly, you're running a wax studio.
Yes.
Just like,
here, take a name die from me also.
oh, I'm gonna try to
Too
do
much fun.
I
So invite the
really want
support-
to see what
So
you
you
can
get
add into
one.
this, Sarah.
So you gain 1 bond with them,
Okay.
and you gain a glory.
Ooh, no matter what?
And
Dope.
but you also say what you did to help them out here.
Okay.
So
Do I have to insert it in the story, or just...
well, you
Okay.
add a detail of you
Okay.
applied a salve to him after.
Yes, I remember that tale. I had created that salve for you to prevent the scarring after you had hurt your body given by Aphrodite.
Yes,
Yes.
and I did remind you where that lake was after you were
On
in
fire.
flames.
to be fair, he could see it from where he was standing.
This is so.
At times, he needs additional help.
This is so.
Like,
we know,
like,
though.
I kind of like you're like you're telling the story and then it flashes to them and she just she hands you the salve and it flashes to Pasiphae and she's like drinking out of a mug and is just like
Hot.
Yeah.
I imagine she anticipated this and was like,
She was
remember the lake is
waiting.
over there. And he was like, what? And she's like, no, over here.
As he sets himself on fire.
So Tawny
Your
got
other
a
left.
glory as well?
yes.
Okay.
Ooh, dang.
Okay,
Wrapping
so
them up.
Yeah.
tell your story. So make your
Is there a roll that we're rolling against?
yes. I'm going to say
It's 2. The number we need to beat is 2.
That'd be great.
it is 11.
Oh, shit.
Good thing we gave y'all those dice. Sorry, Sarah.
So,
It's alright.
epithet, name.
Yeah, so
And
you
craft
still
and
declare
reason?
everything the way that you would were this a real contest. Domon, son of so and so, making himself even more favored of Aphrodite by being smooth as Kendall.
Yeah, he insisted on burning off one hair at a time.
You're taking your.
Yes, Aphrodite's helping me in this.
Of course.
Because she's like, my baby.
She's
no!"
making you more beautiful.
It was first
so-
suggested I went hairless.
I will say that if for those who suffer, this will be a
Real bad one. Real bad time.
no a perilous contest, which means that if you suffer, you do take pathos.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Is it
Alright.
because I didn't
I'm
throw the water at him instead of just pointing?
Well, we'll see how he rolls. Well, the idea is that you're getting into
Yeah.
like you're getting into the story, and if he remembers, oh yeah, I fucked up. Oh god, why did I tell this story about this nice lady? Oh shit.
I mean, with this many dice, don't fuck up.
Oh, that's a lot of ones.
That's a lot of ones.
Oh, no.
I want to point out my die was your highest roll.
No, my D4 was my highest roll.
I mean, of your D6s.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So what was your roll?
9.
9.
Oh, no.
Alright.
Here, give me that die back. I'm going to hide that one.
Thalia, the Heart Forger, will help, Domon.
Well, no, this is
Will prevail.
this is more you telling the same story from your perspective.
Oh, okay. So
And doing it better.
Yeah.
okay, all right. Okay. So I jump in and start telling the story without you.
I think
Or
after
more,
the
it's more of
rolls-
like a no. This is what happened.
No. That's when you were talking to the ass end of a horse, thinking it was a pretty lady who refused to see you there. And then you just kept backing up and realized, it was a horse, but in that time you tripped. That is going to be a 10.
Oh, so you both suffer, which means you both take pathos.
Damn.
Dang.
Do they each get a point of glory?
Yes, you also both get 1 point of glory. Thanks, Brad.
Thanks for the glory,
keeping
guys.
track.
Yeah, glory there.
Yeah. Because so Lord of the Board, I guess it means that at the end of the episode you get to tell them what everybody's glory is, and then they get to be like yes and boo.
Oh, Gloria.
And then Tawny will go and argue with the ref. So
I'm doing really well on my glory, thank
Yeah, me
you.
too.
I don't need to argue anything.
Doing pretty good as well. Wow. I didn't realize how far ahead.
yeah, you win one glory. You
I
are the
got
best
10 a
once,
minute
and you're
ago.
like
Oh.
dunk.
Yeah.
Okay, so with a 9, you start, and then you finish the story.
Okay.
How does it work when they both suffer?
They both failed.
Okay.
This is a story of how you both screwed up real bad.
This was a bad day.
Yeah. Like maybe you're telling this story to get a laugh out of Sorsha because laughter is the best.
Medicine and
Remember.
Apollo is
Yeah.
the god of medicine.
So do I continue where I left off or where Sarah did?
Where you left off.
Okay.
Maybe you realized that you were wearing a sweater
So
and you oiled up.
I ended
the
up in the lake, and I noticed this woman screaming. So she was drowning, and I picked her up and carried her back to shore. And that's when I realized she was actually doing her laundry. I was just screaming because I was there. So I guess I didn't save her from drowning. I kidnapped her.
So
And not only did you kidnap her, but once you made yourself extinguished of the flame, her burly husband came out from around the corner for her screams and shoved you back into the fire.
Well, sometimes you're just too hot.
So excruciatingly dumb as this story is, it absolutely feels like something out of mythology. like
This is an episode of Xena.
yeah.
But while you were shoved into the fire, you ended up pushing me into the river.
Yeah. Greek mythology is just Xena.
Yeah, that was
mixed
the day
with
your other
It's Always
rusted,
Sunny in
wasn't it?
Philadelphia.
It really is.
The gang
Needed some extra standing that
and Sorsha lets out a few snickers and her torch flickers back to life a little bit. And she says, I do not mean to laugh at your pain, but I am. Are you certain that was not a day where Dionysus was playing a trick upon you?
Domon needs no tricks played.
Yeah, they can't do it. I'm too smart.
Yes, this is the reason.
Please, another story. I've been alone for so many days.
Who shall tell a story next, leader?
So you either name the actually you can basically
Oh,
pick
how
two.
about you go, bitch?
You spoke up, motherfucker.
Kyria shall tell you a story of how I exorcised the princess of Nassas, the fair Isadora.
Exercised.
Exorcised.
That sounds like
Not booty fitness. But more like...
that sounds like a story of arts and oration.
Ooh.
What was the princess's name again?
Isadora.
Isadora. Where was she from again?
Nassas.
Is adorable.
She was hoping for resolve in spirit, wasn't she?
I was. Well, they were by saying my craft and reason is my top thing to go.
Okay.
Did anybody assist me?
Oh no. Well, okay.
In this, or
So
said a little bit?
now we
Until you
talk
get
a
to the
little
roll.
bit about the story. So so because you set the situation, you talk about it first, and then we stop at the point where I think it's a good time for everybody to jump in. Because in theory, everybody is here with you in the background, or like grocery
Hanging
shopping
out,
or whatever.
Making coffee. Sipping coffee, staring at you.
While traveling in the city of Nassas, I heard in the marketplace of a tower with the princess trapped at the top floor, suffering under a horrible curse. I took it upon myself with my knowledge of tinctures and witchcraft to try to assist in breaking this curse to free her so she can rejoin her people in her kingdom. We went to the tower, ivory and tall, and finally came upon the princess at the top, who had a frightful appearance. There were horns upon her head, hair growing in places where often it does not. You're welcome, Sarah.
I've been watching The Witcher.
Domon nods slowly, like I've been there, man. I've been there, bro.
And engaged for 3 nights to try to clear this princess of her curse.
All right.
Watching The Witcher.
Oh, I just love mythology, man. I just love it.
That's why you need to play The Witcher.
I know.
Sidebar.
Give me 20 more hours of free time per day for all the other video games I also have to
Jordan,
play.
just quit your job.
Yeah.
Pay me
Who
full time.
among you will attempt to sway the princess with your arts and oration? I have called a strife of 10.
Jesus Christ! I'll actually help.
Pasiphae will give you a name die to assist.
And how did you assist?
Pasiphae did help subdue the princess.
That's what I was gonna say.
Pasiphae got there first.
Too slow, Domon.
I wish to show up with the sweatband and attempt to exercise them.
Oh my god.
You had to know he was going to make that joke. You had to.
Should have.
How am I supposed to fit that into the story?
Oh, he
of
shows
arts
up and you're like,
narration?
he
No,
shows
I'm
up and you're like, what
Just
the
know.
fuck?
Just know. Go.
We're doing
go.
jumping jacks in the background.
That's good. We'll do it. We'll do it.
I will as well.
Oh, God. Okay, what are you doing to help? With
Holding down the lady during the exorcism so she doesn't
Okay.
flip
That's
out.
what I
She's,
said.
yeah, she said. She's doing that.
Oh, I thought you said you caught her.
No.
Subdued.
Subdued.
Oh, yeah, I thought subdued. Fine. I brought it to your attention.
Marketplace? That works. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that. We'll do it.
So then I get a glory.
Are you
Yeah.
fighting against me,
And a bond with her.
Thalia?
Oh god, I kind of want to just because I'm feeling real fighty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fighty.
Okay.
Okay, fighty.
So then I roll to
Yeah,
figure out.
you
okay.
both you roll, and then Thalia rolls, and whoever
So these are my two for
your
that.
the strife is at 10.
Your
And
name
then-
die is up against the wall there.
I don't want to use it.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you
That
knew
one
it was
got a
there.
1.
Oh,
Can
would
I
you like
borrow
another
one of
D6?
yours?
Yep.
Thank you. I'll just take that one. And
So, well, declare your name, by the way, by your great deed here, that you...
I was making sure I was choosing all of my
Okay.
right stuff.
Okay.
I'm just also gonna add that thing into there right there too. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dice, just to really.
Okay, well,
Pump it up.
declare your move there.
In this contest, Kyria, the storm-eyed follower of Hecate, with the insight granted by my honored god Hecate and my skills in art and oration.
Okay.
I will roll all of these dice.
It's a lot of dice.
2 highest, plus your divine favor.
6 plus 1, so 13.
Yep. Those both be mine.
Thank you.
Welcome.
No, this one is... That's yours, yeah. Dope. Thank you, Polybius.
Polybius is helping.
Yeah.
All right, Thalia.
Yeah. Thalia the Heart Forger is just gonna try to be better at it. And I'm not.
What did you get?
5.
Oh,
Ooh.
no, Sarah. You get honor, though.
Glory.
You get 1 glory, and you take a point of
Pathos.
pathos.
How
No
does
honor
one
spread
get
for
a-
you.
How does one get away?
Pathos goes away at the end of the island,
cool.
but if you dip into agony and you start marking your fate, and that's basically the clock of you not returning home.
Okay, so I should probably
Chill the fuck out, yeah.
How does what does Jordan get for that too? She get more blood?
That
So
was...
you get 10 glory,
And then everyone who helped gets 1.
gets 1, and a bond with her.
And a bond. I marked that.
1, 2, 3.
So tell us, who suffered?
I did.
Who prevailed?
I.
And who is best?
Kyria.
Jordan's
Kyria
never
is my
stop
name.
playing this game, Rob.
What is it?
Kyria.
Okay.
All right, so tell us how you suffered.
I attempted to warm the salves and the tinctures under a fire, and while I was doing it, I exploded some of the tinctures.
Did you get some cool scars on the...
Yeah.
Lots of burning in these
You
tails
need to
today.
not go near fire.
Yeah.
Lots of burning in the tails today.
That sounds super helpful as we're helping the follower of Apollo keep the torch lit.
Keep that shit away from me. Back. Okay.
While we waited these 3 nights, the tinctures that were helped by Thalia were rubbed upon this princess's fur, while our lovely Pasiphae excelled in her strength and resolve for 3 days, keeping the beast at bay. Domon helped
Steel button thighs.
Help.
Help.
keep our spirits up within the time allowed.
Wearing tiny shorts.
And it would not have been possible without Polybius bringing this to our attention. And with that,
Polybius
3
was
days
also-
of chants to our gods above, slowly but surely the fur receded and the horns disappeared until we were left with a stunning beauty and the favor of the city of Nassas.
And that's how I got my Nassas.
Nassas, thank you.
Oh man.
Oh man.
All right, leader. You. So who's going next?
Tony.
I would like to tell a tale of blood and valor.
Ooh.
That's what I was gonna do.
Well, that means you might get to do 2.
I would like to help with my name die.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I haven't even set it up yet.
I'm not gonna fight anymore today.
It's maybe for the best.
Yes, a tale of blood and valor. Perhaps you would like to tell the tale of the duel that you fought with the giant of I want to say Cicero, but I know that's wrong.
Giant of Cicero?
You just add a different vowel at the
Yeah,
end.
the giant of Ciceros.
Cicero.
Oh, I told the story.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck. All right. So,
You're welcome.
The game is improv.
yeah, I just realized.
You're welcome.
So I was in an arena, and as I was about to face my opponent, I was very confident. But then in the arena walked a giant who don't know how he got through the requirements. I mean, it's way too big. I thought this was lightweight. It was
That was like a cruiserweight match.
Whose fake ID did he grab?
I don't know how he got past the guards or
He
what.
must have
Who
used
sponsored him?
a feather charm to.
Yeah, someone
pull the weight
sponsored that
system.
The
dude.
weigh-in.
I was not sponsored. Anywho, we battled.
Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
I was brave.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
I shall assist you
Polybius the Mighty.
with this wonderful battle.
I'm
Polybius.
going to assist you, but I don't believe in letting other people roll my die. Which maybe I should
I'll give you
probably
this one
stop
too.
doing that and let other people roll my die so
Too
they
late.
roll better.
Well, okay.
This is-
So
yeah, it's probably a good
so
idea.
how are the
Okay.
two of you assisting him in this battle with the?
I'm fighting against.
Go, Polybius!
Male.
Go!
Before
Hit him in
the
the
match,
knees!
I anointed you with oil of fortitude.
Oil of Domon.
Yeah.
Don't go near any fires in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah.
I'm throwing out all of...
Yeah.
Unless you jump in the lake first, in which
Oil
case
of
you may be
Olay
fine.
is Oil of Domon.
Yes.
Oh my god, does that mean we milk him?
Is that? No way.
Whoa.
No, like, I mean, like, you're just, like, milking that way, you
Oh,
sick
I
bastard.
was like,
No, none of us was thinking that.
I meant
Nobody.
milking as in, like,
Nobody.
massaging
No.
the skin.
I have
before-
nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
Nope, I was thinking of,
Yep. Nope.
Yep.
I don't think Aphrodite would be okay with that.
I'm saving myself for her.
So you're
goddess of fertility.
in the
She's gonna
contest.
drink some more.
Yes.
Okay,
Except
are
I
you-
forgot to sign up.
Okay, are you in the contest or are you assisting? What's going on?
Yes, I am in the contest.
Okay, so
so I got my epithet, my name, my blood and valor, and my 2 helps.
yep. So declare your name and your deeds here.
If it rolls bad, I'm sorry.
Iron-minded Polybius shall defeat this giant this day.
Go for the knees.
My highest is 8.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot to.
do the roll.
Roll
roll.
2.
My highest is also an 8, so that would prevail.
Is that
Did it
a
at least not roll a 1?
So the way that the Strife Player works is I roll 2 dice for the opposition, and then whatever I roll, I add a certain level to it.
Oh, okay. That
And
makes
the
sense.
the default level is 5.
Okay.
Can I play with a handicap today?
No.
We'll give you lots of help, Thalia.
So basically that's basically so that the difficulty for the contest is never. I rolled a 2. Good luck.
that
but-
sounds fun, though.
But
Well,
yeah. But if you match, it's still
you're still good.
awesome.
You still will at least prevail.
Woohoo!
Did I at least not roll a 1 on that die?
You rolled a 2.
Yay!
Good.
Good, you're
Okay.
improving.
Want me to give it back?
Who else is taking part of this contest? I'll declare your name and your
Oh.
deed.
Stronglim Doman was standing on top of a building at this time, off to the side. Saw this massive being and decided to jump on it.
Jump on it.
All right, Legolas.
Did you skateboard a shield down?
That is
You used divine favor.
a 7. Yeah.
A 7?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Question before I start: can you use 2 divine favors in one contest?
No, it's,
Okay.
you
Alright.
get 1. The gods like you, but they don't
mean,
like you
sure.
like you.
I wonder how much they would appreciate fighting 2 people at the same time, like with each other. I don't know.
Lion-hearted Pasiphae, wait, that's the 8, was standing in the innards of the arena awaiting her own battle when she saw the giant go in and knew that this was much too large a beast for Polybius to slay, and so she must
sorry
jump
for you.
in to assist her buddy.
Just wait until she fails.
And I am calling in the favor of Demeter
Okay.
for this. Name die
Demeter and her conviction.
also. So name die, epithet, Demeter, and blood and valor.
Okay.
I get an honor for helping, right?
A glory, yeah.
I'm missing a d6.
And
A bond with Polybius.
$11.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the strife is at 8. Who suffers?
I did.
Who prevails?
'Tis I.
Who is best?
'Twas lion-hearted Pasiphae, daughter of Hermes.
So, those who suffer gain 1 glory. Those who prevail gain 4 glory. Those who are best gain 8 glory.
So then I start with the story. Is that how this works? Or
So, since you rolled lowest, you basically talk about how you get jobbed out,
so
and
Right.
you also take a pathos.
yes.
Okay.
When I saw this giant, I actually thought it was a lot closer than it was due to its size.
I was looking at this mirror, and I
So when I jumped, it was much further away than I expected.
I thought my mighty roar might bring it closer, but it did not, and Doma totally invented the face plant.
Sometimes I remember why I married you.
I got it! No, I don't.
know if this is one of those
I don't
moments
got
or
it.
not, but it's great.
I got it! I got it! I got it! I don't got it!
It's like when Salvador tries to jump anywhere, he usually misses.
It's all those cat meme videos where the cat's like 1, 2, go.
Well, it was so big, I must be close.
Who the other night Pablo fell off of the bed on top of one of the dogs. It was so good. Anyhow, it was like 2 a.m.
I was fine until you mentioned cats.
Alright, prevail. So now you continue the story.
All right. Well,
And then Pasiphae gets the cool
Kill
stuff.
shot?
But you
The
do
kill
get
shot.
to do good because you prevailed, though.
Yeah.
You get to do something cool, and then Pasiphae gets the kill shot.
okay. I struck his hamstring, bringing him down to our level. And as I did that, I let out a flurry of blows that made him extremely weak. I basically loosened the jar, if you will, for my friend Pasiphae.
as I did rush into the arena from the Voms, I did notice the giant club of this massive giant hovering above the head of my good friend Polybius. Had I not sliced off the arm of the giant, I am certain that he would not be with us.
Well, it's subjective. You know.
I just want this game to be this. Like,
Us arguing about
bullshitting. No, that's not how it happened.
Sorry, it was too good. I had to.
No. It's
You
great, it's
passed
great.
out before midnight. Don't give me that you were up all night.
I like this game.
All right, so 2 stories left. Leader, you get to decide who.
Do you want to end it? Or?
Tawny can go next, yeah.
I would also like to tell a tale of blood and valor.
I think. I think that Sorsha wants to hear the story of how you.
Give all of your glory to your friends.
I do have a lot of it. Glory, that is.
How you defeated a Spartan general empty-handed.
And so it was that I, lion-hearted Pasiphae, daughter of Hermes, did find myself behind enemy lines. It had been a hard-fought day, and we were not doing well. And so it was that I was disarmed, my great blade given to me by my adoptive Amazonian mother was lost. Perhaps I would find it again
By the
someday.
name of Rapino.
I know not. Maybe.
Rapinos.
Draconia.
Yeah.
Yeah, Draconia. No, he's got it. I like that better. Because Rapinos sounds.
I could think
Real
of
close.
naught but my beloved Cassander and how I might get back home to them, and yet I must fight forward. I noticed upon the horizon, I did see the general and his retinue, and so I made it my greatest battle to make my way there and take him down with naught but my hands.
All right.
I shall assist by. Oop, sorry.
I'm not gonna.
Can you give me a different one?
Yeah.
That one rolled on a 1 just now.
I'll just hand it
the
to you.
Thank you.
To take down
I'm just...
General Alexios is a strife of 10. Who shall face this contest of
Alexios?
blood and valor?
I shall. Polybius will, because Polybius is dope.
I had assisted you with a thing.
I was seducing one of his top lieutenants in order to give you an advantage on battle.
Fabulous.
Okay. So go ahead and take another d6.
I have both of theirs already.
Okay.
I had started to release an incantation chant, which lent you speed on your goal.
Okay.
I'm also using the divine favor of Hermes.
I got lost and found myself behind enemy lines.
Of course you did. Of course
Like-
you did,
like-
sweet Delmon.
She's sneaking, and he just walks up with a sandwich. Hey, what's going on?
Oh shit, is this the other side?
I hate you so much.
Do you want a sandwich?
I don't even have hands big enough for the die you just gave me.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna fight the general? Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Is this a bad time?
Okay. Top two plus your
That's a lot of
twos.
twos.
Please don't put my dice in a jail.
Might never get it back.
7. Pathos.
What'd you get?
7.
Okay.
That's 5
Oh,
twos.
fine.
Can I have my 2 back?
So, those 2 dice.
Yours was a 4.
Oh, damn.
Yours is the
D8.
only one not a 2.
Good job, yay.
Is that it?
Here's die.
Okay.
Well, no. Name die, epithet, domain, and any divine favor.
Oh,
Should you choose to use any?
I'll just do it.
Okay. Don't forget to call your deed.
Oh, I, iron-minded Polybius, will take down this Spartan general in my friend Paciface's stead.
Top two
8.
plus divine die.
I did not roll one.
Okay. So the target was 10.
Balls.
Who doth suffer?
Both of them.
Both
Was I?
So you each take a glory and a pathos.
Mm-hmm.
7.
Yes. And so I did, I used the art of the possum.
The what?
The opossum, it's a
The
marsupial.
art of the possum.
You know,
I-
popular in Greece.
Thank you.
How do you know they don't have possums?
They don't.
Oh, they don't.
It's North
Actually.
American.
They do also have like an Australian, but
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Nonetheless, I did utilize the art of the possum.
She might be referring to the musical Grease.
I did wait until the general and his retinue did fall upon my seeming corpse. At which point my good friend Thalia, who was attempting to seduce the general, did trip and fall over my not corpse.
You were playing dead in a very inconvenient spot.
Well, you know, this was the plan which you ruined, and then my good friend Domon did stumble upon us eating a sandwich.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to call you out?
No.
Hey, friend!
And so we had to run with the swift speed that was given to us by my good friend, Kyria.
So now you narrate how you suffer and wrap this up.
So I totally was going to go defeat the Spartan general.
Yes, tell us how easy it was.
It wasn't because before I could even get to him, his bodyguard beat me.
Okay.
Beat me hard.
Soundly.
Soundly beat me.
It was quite sound.
I didn't even get to,
It was a sound banging.
I didn't get
We
in
had
the
many
door.
ales that night
Yeah.
over the flames.
Yes.
Sorsha, but at least their screams were enough to alert us to their location, so they did not perish.
Yeah.
Clearly, as they are still
I also
here.
found my adoptive mother's sword.
Honestly, there's a couple stories I wish we didn't tell you tonight.
we kind of bounced around a little bit. Dear Thalia, you get to. So either you
really
describe the
wasn't expecting
situation,
to roll so many twos.
or
I would like to.
you describe the domain.
Sounds like it was a little too bad for you.
Yours was the only good die, so thank you.
That's the first time anyone's ever said that.
You need to start sharing your dice out. That's why you keep failing.
Oh,
you
so
gotta
weird.
accept the
Yeah.
luck.
You can't be
Or
the only one. You
give
can't be
the
the one
bad
to
luck
use
to
your
other
own
people.
dice.
Yeah.
Like other people
Use
use
my
your
own
dice.
dice. Everybody else has to use my own. Everybody just has to roll for me. Okay. I'd like actually to do a challenge of resolve and spirit, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like you. I think you want to tell the story of the time that you met the Oracle of Delphi.
Ooh. Oh, awesome. I sought out the Oracle of Delphi after learning of Zeus's apparent infatuation with me.
Hashtag humble brag. Okay.
Bam!
She's been meeting with a lot of very amorous swans lately.
Quit looking at me, Schwan!
Now that's
You
an
can dance with
untitled
them, and then
goose.
they'll turn into ballerinas.
So I went to confer with the Oracle of Delphi to see what signs of the gods, to feel what the gods were, what signs they were giving in regards to Zeus's feeling towards me, and what course of action I should take in regards to his amorous actions.
Okay.
But I failed the roll and I tripped.
The contest
Kyria
is.
she'll help.
Polybius will help.
Oh, I like
Pasiphae
nobody's
will
risking
also
this. And
help.
they're like,
I'll risk it.
How do you do, on?
I like how Domon is just Forrest Gumping his way through the entire. This challenge, however, is not perilous. It is.
Deadly.
No, that's a different thing. Mythic.
Oh.
If you suffer, you
automatically anchor the fates.
you lose a divine favor
Sidebar, when do we regain
Oh,
divine
okay.
favor?
at the end of
Session.
the session.
Kyria provided you with some magical tablets that she knew would make sure you gained swift entry into the temple.
Okay.
And I threatened a few guards to get you in.
Yay.
I slipped the Oracle some drachmae so you could get a nice reading.
That's really sweet of you.
All right. The strike has been determined to be 11.
Oh!
Oh, my something just hurt right there. Okay.
Using some divine.
Okay. So, Thalia, Heartforger, scion of Hephaestus, beloved of Zeus, shall seek the Oracle with Zeus's divine favor. So, divine favor, resolve in spirit. My name, because I have a name, and my epitaph, and help. Oh God, please don't fuck this up. Okay. I just want to win one today. That would be really cool.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh. I want to dance right now.
Yeah.
Because that is a 15!
Yeah.
Okay.
dance with somebody.
Maybe I'll burn this.
How'd you get 15?
Because that's is that an 8? Oh, that's a 6. I thought that was an 8. I'm
So
sorry.
it's
So it's 13.
Okay.
Still
13
good.
is still
really
tracking
good. Yeah,
good.
it's so good.
So still good.
Strong name, Tomas.
So
Saw
good.
a butterfly that was so beautiful must have been from Aphrodite. And he chased it with his net. And it just led him into the cave.
The temple.
The temple.
The temple cave.
Well, it was a cave, and then
Yeah.
it turned into a temple.
Whoa, there's a temple here?
I thought this was the butterfly cave.
Oh my god, I hate you.
Butterfly in the sky. Domon want to cry.
That's 9.
Yeah, you suffer.
Who suffers?
You tripped
I do.
while you were in the cave?
So you lose a point of divine favor, too.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's from Aphrodite, and you never actually caught that damn butterfly.
She was like, come get me, bitch!
Empty ketchup butterfly.
I'm a butterfly!
Who
Bitch!
prevails? Who is best? So you gain 11 glory,
And we all
Nice.
get 1.
and everybody who shared with her gets 1 glory and 1 bond.
Butterfly in the sky.
You take 1 glory and remove 1
Aphrodite
favor.
wants you to die.
All right, Domon, you start. Tell us how you suffered.
As I was chasing the butterfly with the net, I swung to get it, and I noticed my net hit something larger, much larger. It happened to be one of the guards.
See this card in the finger, like,
So he turns his head.
Yep. The next morning when I woke up, I noticed I made a mistake.
I noticed. The next morning, I noticed it. Jesus Christ. Speaking with the Oracle of Delphi, she told me of the many favored things the gods actually had to say in regards to Zeus's infatuation with me. My father Hephaestus even had promising things to say about it. He was very proud and warned me of the trickery of the swan, but was also very competent, very proud of me gaining the favor of what the king of the gods. So far it has gone well. The Oracle of Delphi was correct.
the
And I
oracle.
know you will prevail as well.
Well, that's when you start to hear the chirping of birds. And
it must be about 4 a.m.
and Apollo has begun, or has slowly began to light the sky, and as the first beams of sunlight strike the torchbearer's torch, it flares up and renews itself as a new like an unburned torch.
Mhm.
We made it.
You survived. As you knew you would.
As I knew I would. Thank you, heroes. Now, what are we to do with the rest of this curse?
There's more curse.
Well, everyone else in the village is asleep.
Well, it was nighttime.
They're not getting up.
Good morning!
I have.
Wake up, everyone!
Sorsha did let us know it is a cursed sleep.
Oh.
Perhaps we can find the source of the curse and
I believe
sniff-
she said
snuff it
Morpheus.
there.
And we did hear one of his dream creatures earlier.
We may have to destroy it to free
sounded
this
like-
village from their
Slumber.
slumber.
Sorsha, we will not abandon you.
But we will momentarily to go fight.
That's not abandoning. That's fighting for her village.
Yeah, I
While
know,
she
but
sleeps to recover from her 3-day
Right.
ordeal.
But if
I
she,
do
You
not-
recall the 3 ordeal in which we...
I
Never
do not
mind.
think it is safe yet for her to slumber.
we
We
told,
should wait until
And she's
the
like,
Yeah.
what?
monster has been destroyed.
we told you some tales
However-
of glory, some cautionary
The
tales.
sun Apollo, he does go across the sky now. She should be fine.
She is the last bearer of the torch. It may be better to be safe than...
Yes, I am the only member of... I am the only member of the village that is still awake.
That makes you leader.
Can I invent
Celebrate.
coffee? We're 5-hour energy right now. Monster coffee?
I think we
I
have a
believe there's monsters
tincture for energy. Normally it's used for more vigorous activities.
If I
but
roll
think
badly,
we
I
probably-
accidentally give her a heart attack.
No, one of the sailors, one of the background sailors is like, I noticed something.
Tell us, dear sailor.
Yes, Lowling.
Really?
There's
What?
there's a villager missing. She keeps saying 33 villagers, and I only count 32.
Well, clearly he must have burned in the
I did not notice any remains when we searched.
Every
The
time I
dwellings
count, I
earlier.
only get up to 10.
Did you count up to it 3 times at least?
Oh boy.
What?
You can do that.
How many tens did you count, Domon?
Well, you gotta start over every time.
Right. Yeah.
It may be difficult to ask him to count to 10 and then
Someone
to
should
3.
introduce him to Aristotle. He would be amazed. I met Aristotle once. Great guy.
Wow.
Parmenter. Where is
Sounds like a
Parmenter?
douchebag name. Parmenter. Could he have betrayed you to Morpheus?
How long has Parmenter been missing?
When did they fall asleep?
Well, the last time I saw him was 3 days hence when,
When?
he was headed to the forest
Oh goodness.
where Morpheus's poppy grow.
And that is where we shall go.
And that is where we will come back to in our final act of Aegon, episode 1. Tune back in just a few minutes for our epic third act of this mythological adventure. We'll see you then. Welcome back to our third act of Domon Blunders Through History.
Domon through
He's Jocks of the Mighty.
history.
Gumps his way through another adventure. When we last left our heroes, they were on the Isle of Inu, which was currently suffering under the curse of Morpheus. And they had just discovered that one of the villagers was missing out of all of the villagers that had been struck down by this curse. The only one who had survived was the torchbearer of Apollo, who is now that she is under the protection of her god, she's not like constantly trying to pass out. Like she's still weak, but she's capable, and she recalls that she remembered Parmenter heading off into the forest 3 days ago, into the forest of dreams, but she didn't necessarily know why he was doing it.
Maybe he's
And-
a dream weaver.
In that process, she thinks that he may have awoken the Oniri that are there to guard the red poppy of Morpheus, because it is a powerful plant that allows dreams beyond mortal dreams. So which of our heroes is our leader?
Me!
Well, it looks like you have to decide where your battle will occur.
Okay, what are the choices?
One battle you could fight is going into the forest of dreams to wake Parmenter, but that likely means entering into his dreams and fighting whatever things are in there.
Okay.
Or you can battle the Onire to you can battle the Onire and fight them off long enough to re-sanctify the Ring of Stones, which protect the town from the monsters coming into it.
Okay. Which I'm guessing the Ring of Stones was part of what we...
Tied our boat too.
Well, that doesn't mean we didn't defile it.
It was already defiled when Parmenter crossed. He defiled it by crossing past the Ring of Stones.
Okay, so that wasn't our fault.
Yeah, that was not your bad.
Yeah. Okay. And like, if we sanctify it, it's not going to affect our boat.
Yeah.
No.
Well, like, you hear that, gods? Not our fault.
Wasn't our fault this time. Woo. Okay. Okay. Well, we have two courses of action. We wake the dreamer, or we re-sanctify and fight off the monsters.
I would recommend waking Parmenter. He likely went for some reason we know not, but he is still a member of this village.
I believe by killing the monsters, we may be able to wake Parmenter. And perhaps the monsters are much more needful at the moment.
Domon, do you have an opinion?
Well, noted. And
Yes.
Well, by rearranging the stones, it sounds like that would be more of a long-term solution than just waking up one man.
What would be more... Like, is there any risk to the village in either one of these? It's just basically...
there's risk to village in both of them.
Okay.
So here's how these battles work. Because I know you all read the PDFs, but I'm talking to the folks at home.
Well, I did.
When you enter into the climactic battle,
I read Agon
each character decides whether they're going to clash or defend. If you clash, that means that you are fighting the main part of the battle. And if the clash contest is won, that means that you get to set the stakes about what happens. You get to determine if the bad guy gets away or lives or dies or whatever. But on the defend side of things, there are going to be terrible fates that befall various elements of the other people that you have met on the island, and you can choose to defend against those. And for everyone who successfully does that, you basically get to stop some terrible thing from happening. And I will outline those terrible things based on what which battle you go to. Mm-hmm. So you have to choose that battle first, and then we'll outline those. Okay, and really, it's kind of like. It's like in the when we've played the Powered by the Apocalypse games, where you choose bad stuff to not happen. That's what defending is you're basically trying to make sure that this bad stuff does not happen to the island or the people or your off-camera sailors or whatever. Okay. So
I'm gonna say let's go after Parmenter.
Into the Forest of Dreams?
Yeah, because we'll still be able to battle monsters. And if we get Parmenter, we can have the full unity of the village, or kill him if he's actually a threat.
Okay.
And just tell him he was killed by the monsters instead of actually, telling everybody that we're awful people.
Are you implying that we lied to the villagers?
Any course of action
I'm
we
doing
take
more than
would be just...
My honor cannot handle this.
Well, then your honor can stay back here.
I do not like the way you speak, Thalia.
Don't let the door hit you or the good lords split you.
Don't let my sword hit you in the face.
That didn't even rhyme.
It's not a good rejoinder unless
this is why I don't sit under the camera anymore.
I've been staring at it like the entire time because it's so awesome.
I've been using it to hypnotize
Don't let
you
my gladius hit you in the face.
Yeah. That was no. You tried, and that's good.
I like it.
You could have at least
one
said
glory
you had
for
a
trying.
mace.
So,
Mark Pathos.
when we
I like it.
when you engage in battle, there are 4 phases of the battle. the engagement, the threat, and the finale. Nope, that's not on the... I guess it is.
Yeah.
Engagement, threat, and finale. Okay. Your gesticulating is greatly appreciated. So during the engagement phase of the battle, you and the opponent make your opening moves. You maneuver for a superior position. And basically, what you're looking for here is an advantage. Now, what I will do is narrate or talk about what the sort of the field of battle is, and then the engagement contest is rolled. Unlike a normal contest, you may choose the domain that you roll for engagement, and then the winner of the engagement contest, either me as a Strife player or whoever is best, gains an advantage die for any roll in the battle. And you can give that advantage to another player in exchange for a bond. That advantage die is a D10. So, as you make your way into the forest, you hear the slithering call of the Onire. And you see them flittering in shadows, all shiny sinews and dripping claws and flowing wings in the shadows of this terrible dark forest, looming over you as you creep through the twisted paths and the gnarled trees. Until finally, the forest is dark and gray and black, and in the center of it is this glorious bloom of red poppy color, and lying in the center of it with a smile on his face is Parmenter, dressed in the rags of a simple goat herd.
Poppies. Poppies.
I've been thinking that the whole time.
Do we know whether or not if we touch the poppies, like what will happen? Will we immediately go, or do you know that?
Yeah, do we...
You know this. Yeah. These poppies are the... Are you are you bad lip reading my info? All right. So these... Hi, I'm Jordan. I'm so cool. I'm the prettiest.
I'm also super rich.
Call me boys.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Oh,
We just created a Tinder profile for you just now.
No thanks.
That's Parmenter's dream.
Maybe I don't want to go into his dreams.
Dreaming of being a podcaster? What a terrible nightmare. Anyway.
Oh, there's no money.
You know that the poppy seeds, if you eat one, that you have you enter the direct domain of Morpheus, and you get to have the most vivid dream that you control, and get to live out whatever fantasies you want to live out. And he usually gives these seeds out as marks of his favor or as repayment for things done for him. And from the looks of it, Parmenter just took one.
He's stolen from Morpheus.
Yeah.
That ain't good.
For the red poppy, we should be safe as long as we do not consume one.
And if that's the case...
We may have to consume one to follow into the dreams.
Well, as you say that, one of the poppy flowers basically just opens up and kind of grows towards you like, here you go, buddy.
Can I tell if that's just a carrot and a stick, or if that's something with Morpheus saying, get this mofo out of my dream world?
That definitely is Morpheus being like, well, as long as you guys are here, like...
Buddy,
I know not if I am comfortable with the eating of the poppy seeds of Morpheus. And yet...
Morpheus has...
I've already eaten one.
Wow, that was assumed.
I was gonna be I imagined you're being like, I'm not comfortable with eating the seeds of Orpheus, and Doma's like,
what do you
they're good though.
I ate 5.
I meant like through.
Oh,
He's so pretty when he's sleeping.
Morpheus has offered these to us in order to clear away this thief from his land.
Perhaps I should stay here and smack Domon till he wakes up.
Good luck with
I
that.
think it's best that we follow him as quickly as we can.
I'm currently on the ground kicking.
Oh, I shall do this for
Making dolphin
one
noises.
for you.
matter of
One for you.
Morpheus,
One
thank you
for
for your
you.
gift. We ask for your protection while we go into your realm. Eh? Yeah?
Thank
Okay.
you.
Oh, my.
Dude.
Dunk. One by one, the heroes eat the poppies and psych! I'm looting you, motherfuckers.
Yeah, they just died. I don't know.
By the way, you can. I did not mention. If you really want to succeed, you can opt to die heroically and succeed in a role.
Fuck
So,
that noise.
I mean,
Oh, dude, don't tell me
Pacific
that.
I know,
that's like-
Forest of glory.
that's like
Pacific has shit waiting for her.
Does she?
Yes, she does.
I want statues.
She wrote it in
I
her
want
backstory.
vases.
You
I
need
want
to
Lucy
be-
Lawless. Come on.
You need to be ascended to the realm of the
I want
gods
Lucy
first. or you'll
Lawless
go
to
the
make out in an
underworld.
episode. Come on.
Oh no, I get to hang
What
out
up,
with
Lucy
Hades.
Lawless?
That will be
Yeah. Lucy, you ever want to play with it?
If you ever want to play a game with us,
Call-
Lucy Lawless,
call.
right. So,
I appreciate you.
Call us
So much.
Lucy Lawless. Yeah.
Oh, I get that now. It rhymed.
the
Did.
the whispers of the forest make way to the sounds of trumpets
Oh,
and
hell
the
yeah.
rumble of drums.
Yeah.
So it's like being back on the plains of
Do-do-do.
battle.
No. No, you are, as far as you can tell, in the streets of Athens, and there is a victory parade being thrown as a rank after military rank marches forward. The streets are lined with cheering people and
Princess Wife.
well, it's funny that you say that because atop a palanquin borne by an honor guard
Is me?
is Parmenter.
Oh, motherfucker.
I
With
mean,
it-
it's his dream.
A gold laurel wreath around his head, wearing the finest robes and
Oh, this poor
This is
simple
just
man.
the lowest of
For
dreams.
those of you on podcast, you're welcome.
Imagine what a douchebag would do.
Imagine-
That's what Rob did.
Parmenter
We
invented
thought-
the finger guns and is going
Finger ballistas.
finger ballistas.
Finger javelins.
Oh. The finger trebuchets?
Now you were like
Oh my-
swinging up.
It just gets worse and worse. Oh man. Yeah, there you go.
I am not. I'm done. I'm going to bed.
Make it stop.
And he sees you and says, "Stop!" And the entire city goes silent.
Shit.
What are you doing in my dreams? He
My
says.
dearest Parmenter, we are but gifts from the gods. For you. Bat my
Yes, what
eyelashes.
she said.
Bat my eyelashes.
Oh.
We have come as helpers.
Helpers. We help.
We ate the red
Assistance.
plant.
You
Yes.
We. Us.
I think you are here on the behest of Morpheus, the god of dreams.
Parmenter, my dear. And I walk up to him, and I just like crush him. Why would you think that? Have you done something wrong?
Because I don't know any of you. Interlopers! Interlopers, attack them!
No.
So,
Damn it.
here
I slit his throat.
is the... So here
Jesus.
is the situation of the battle.
Oh man.
This is the engagement. So this is where you declare where you are joining the battle.
You're gonna make it over there.
So you decide what domain you're rolling. I will set the strife.
Each separately or all together?
You get to pick. So if you want to do blood and valor, if he wants to do arts and oration,
Cool.
you pick.
Blood and valor.
I was gonna say this is when you play to your strengths here, because Parmenter, the dreamer, is rolling a D10 and another D10.
Jesus. Does he add to anything too?
Well, I rolled 2d10 and I take the highest one plus 5.
Oh, rude.
Hey, it's the big battle, kids.
No, I get it, but still.
And that's a 13 is the strike.
Wow.
Because this is his dream. He's calling the shots.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, because he's like, guards, get them. And literally a phalanx of guards appears behind you.
Yeah.
Divine favor.
Can I have my name?
Do we get all of our defined favors back at the end of the game?
You get a few.
When we call in our
Literally
bonds
a
on
few.
someone, we get an extra D6, or is
So-
that...
Oh yeah.
What you can do with bonds...
We can ask them to bolster, block harm or fate, or follow our lead.
So, let me just make sure. Handsome, vain, restless. Oh, he doesn't actually have... That's good. So he doesn't actually have... like a negative thing like,
We don't take pathos.
pathos or anything like
Oh,
that.
nice.
Oh, sweet. So I can spend one of those.
Come on.
So yeah,
let's
well,
have
you
a
can
little
spend a bond to either have them give you their name die.
Mm-hmm.
Block harm or fate for you is when if they take pathos or fate, they basically jump in front of it, and none of you take it. Or follow your lead is if you would have been like, no, I really want to do the other thing. You could have spent a bond with the leader, be like, listen to me. And I think there's sort of a bidding mechanic of like,
Okay.
how much bond does anyone else want to spend one bond? Okay. Who wants to spend 2 bonds? Okay.
For block harm or fate, that is after the die roll if you
Mhm.
fail. Okay.
Doman, I would like to call in a bond to use your name die.
What do I need to do?
Give me your name die.
Oblivious, may I have your name die? Dankeschön.
And then
So
taking pathos gives you
An additional domain.
Another one of your
so another D6.
yeah.
It's a domain.
What D6 do I want to use?
I don't know.
That one.
I don't know if I want to use
That's
another one
okay.
of these.
Could I use one of your name die, please?
Indubitably.
Can I use one of yours?
Kyria.
Yes, I will let you do that. Here you go. This is the time where it will roll a 6, I swear.
I like that everyone is like, all right, let's smoke them. So,
We got 'em. How many times do you roll?
well, this contest is to see who has advantage. Then there's a second contest. Then you're either rolling the clash contest or the defend contest.
Okay.
And then the third contest is the like final. Do you win? Do you lose? So 3.
So I will save some of this for
Oh yeah, good call.
later. I don't want to use up all my divine favor before we get.
So
to the
anybody
end of the-
who got a
Let him go.
name die, they tell you how they help you.
Okay.
But that means that you need to figure out what your domain is and call that out. So basically, call that out, and then anybody with the bond that you at the end basically be like, and so, how do you assist me?
Okay.
So, everybody ready? Who's going first?
I'll go first.
Okay. So call out your deeds.
Resolve in spirit. I'm blanking.
So
Resolve in spirit would be more like convincing him.
that would be arts and oration. Resolve in spirit is your willpower, your determination,
For instance.
or your mystical abilities.
So, So I'll look. I, Thalia, Heartforger,
There we go.
sign of Hephaestus, beloved of Zeus, will slowly take my hands on
Parmenter.
Parmenter's face and say, "You don't want to do that, my dear." And slowly out of my fingers come vines of the wood nymph that I am. And it will slowly, small, almost hair-like tendrils will go into his mouth and try to
Rip out his tongue.
I was gonna say manipulate his vocal cords to get him to call off his people, but I mean, what? I was gonna go in with manipulate the vocal cords.
Yeah, but now you're clearly going out with ripping out his tongue.
What's that?
Nah, never mind. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
that would be cool, but no, we're not gonna rip out his tongue, because if we can get him out of life, that'd be great. If not, then I'm
Okay.
just gonna choke him with the vines.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Did you call in any bonds?
I call in a bond from Ms. Pasiphae.
So how do you help her?
I keep other people from attacking her while she is attempting
Okay.
to do this.
That's a perfect idea.
Okay. Roll it.
And I'm rolling better than...
13.
God, that's so rough.
Hey.
Can you call in 2 bonds at once or just one?
Oh!
Ooh, nice.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not the worstest.
12.
12.
Oh, all right.
Thank you. It did not roll well. I mean, you don't have to...
What did it roll?
It rolled a 3. You don't have to put it in dice jail.
She's got quotas, man. All right.
Gotta make them license
Who
plates.
is next?
I shall go next.
Okay.
I want to wait until I know if I can call in multiple bonds.
Strong limb.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I'm going to say yes.
Strong limb Domad
I'll give you a 4.
shall use his spirit and resolve by repeating to himself, "This is only a dream, it can't hurt you," and walking towards him.
Okay, that's great.
Great.
Roll. Do you have any? Do you have any?
Yes.
I assist you by saying, "That is true. Aphrodite is with you. That is true. Aphrodite is with you."
I didn't realize it was that kind of dream.
Yeah.
Well,
Ooh, that's a 4.
that is a total of a 10.
I'm
Okay.
gonna give that dice to Tani.
Because I took a bond from her.
Okay. Who's next?
Go ahead. No.
I'm just gonna straight up take my spear and shield and start
Go for it.
attacking.
Go for it.
Okay, with blood and valor.
Yeah, with blood and valor.
Okay.
Do you have a bond?
I didn't use a bomb.
Also, call your shit out, sir.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fucking iron-minded Polybius, scion of Xanthos, calls upon the help of Athena
Okay.
to defeat these douchebags.
So top 2, and then your divine favor die.
14. That's good. 17. Nice. Dang, son.
All right.
1.
So you're just murdering, like stab. They're not real people. Stab. Stab.
Don't take away my moment.
That's, I think. Oh.
Yeah, I have one left. Kyria looks for the strands weaving this dream together and tries to interrupt them.
Oh.
And I took help from Polybius.
I assume that I'm just defending you from being attacked as you try to
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that works. That works.
Do your mystic bullshit? Yeah.
Yeah. The storm-eyed Kyria, scion of Scythia, and stuff is using her craft and reason and resolve in spirit to tear this dream apart. 8 plus 5
13.
is 13. Thank God.
Okay.
The lion-hearted Pasiphae, daughter of Hermes, calls in the ferocity of Ares, the help of Domon and Kyria.
Okay, how are you helping?
Are we absolutely sure that we can't use a divine favor after we roll?
Yep.
So when I say it's only a dream, it can't hurt me, and someone actually hits me, I'm like, oh fuck! And I start hitting people with hammers.
And, as I work slowly, some of the, I'll call them NPCs, start to dissolve before the blades can strike.
That's cocked, so I'm just gonna roll it. Uh,
12.
12.
All right. Strife is 13. Who suffers?
I did.
You each.
Oh, 12.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 11. Fuck.
So each of you takes 1 glory, and 1 pathos because you do suffer. No, that's not
No,
true.
you said no pathos.
No, that's not.
Because I spent pathos.
I also spent pathos.
there was going to be words.
Who prevails?
I and Polybius.
Who is best?
Polybius.
All right, so you gain 13 glory.
Hey.
You gain 7 glory. And who had the lowest roll?
I had
12?
9.
I had 12.
I did.
I had 11.
You had 11. So you start to tell this tale.
So, as it began, I knew I was only in a dream. So I walked forward, trying to imagine puppies and kittens.
You're trying to Stay Puft Marshmallow this?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
But it didn't work. It's not my dream. And I ended up, getting stabbed by a
Yeah, you're like, you won't hurt me. Ah! Well, at least I'm not bleeding. And then the next one you're bleeding. You're like, oh, at least I'm not. I shouldn't say anymore. Okay, 11.
As I was attacked by the many oncomers that were caused by Parmenter, I did cut many of them down, but not nearly enough.
Then you were finally overwhelmed.
I was finally overwhelmed, even with the help of Domon and Kyria.
Mm-hmm. All right.
As I was slowly moving my vines into Parmenter's mouth and into his throat, he simply bit down with what looked like razor-like teeth and tore them apart asunder before they were able to do any work.
Okay.
Luckily, my fellow heroes were able to keep the rabble busy as I looked into the sky, trying to see the threads of this world, and with my chain, tried to strike at them to start to tear those threads to pieces, only to partially succeed as of yet.
I, with the help of Athena, calmed my mind and allowed her to fight through me as I took the Spartan stance with my sword and spear and continued to slay each monster, creature, whoever came at me.
Until finally...
Until there was nothing left but...
Okay.
Nothing.
Parbentor.
All right, so... that is your advantage die that you may use in an upcoming roll.
Sweet.
Now we are in the threat phase.
What a bunch of malacas.
There you go. So now you must choose whether you are going to engage the threat directly, or whether you are going to defend against the battle. As the last of the soldiers disappears in the dream, Parmenter looks at the two of you like, why are you ruining my only chance at being somebody?
You are trespassing in the realm of Morpheus. Your deed is killing those in the village that you abandoned.
Also, maybe you should just try to be somebody.
How am I supposed to be anybody? I'm just a simple goat herd.
And does that not help your fellow villagers?
But it's not cool like you doing all your stabby stuff and you're pulling the fates strands.
Would I know how to herd a goat?
Well,
probably not.
Well, then would you stick around and herd goats? No.
Yeah, but you know how to do it.
Yeah, but I don't want to do it.
It's needful.
No, that's not how this works.
I'd like to just slap him to get him to shut up. We are all given our lots in life. We work with what we have, and we work as hard as we want to succeed. You have stolen your glory.
And our glory keeps us from our family.
You need to repent.
What she said.
In this world, you are whoever you want to be. In the real world, you are the man who cursed his village.
Your people are dying.
And it is all for you. Is this the glory that you wish?
They're not dying. They're just sleeping.
And never waking.
Oh,
How long do you think they can go without water and food? Parmenter.
Rick.
Oh, they may yet wake, says a quiet voice.
Oh, Marcus is just going to kill him.
Bakadak.
A hood and long robe, shadowed face. Quiet, whispering voice.
Do it.
You may stay in this dream, my dear Parmenter. Live the life that you choose. All you must do is give your village to me. The others shall be Oniroy in my service, and you can have anything you want. Anything? And we cut to the village where Sorsha starts to fall asleep.
Oh!
Remember, Parmentor, their lives are not yours to trade away.
So,
Defend.
this is the battle. You must defend against the villagers being turned into Oniroy. You must defend against Parmenter bringing Sorsha into his dream and being his queen everlasting.
Ah,
Yeah,
creep!
what a creep.
Ugh.
Or you must fight against Morpheus.
Part 2.
Part
The middle
two.
part.
Yep, middle part.
The one where we defend
Is this as a
Sorsha.
team or individual?
You pick individually. So
Oh.
you are either battling against Morpheus or you are trying to stop
How many successes do we need for like each thing? One.
as long
each?
as one of you does successfully contests one thing.
Okay.
So
we
basically,
do like one by one.
so
and
okay,
just see how it goes?
okay. No. You have to decide whether you're clashing or you're defending first.
Do we
Before
discuss
we
with each
start.
other, or
You
just
can absolutely talk
Defend.
strategy
Battle
here.
plan.
I am willing to take on Morpheus.
Defend.
Which defense are you doing?
The middle one.
Yeah, I kind of want to defend the middle one too,
Yep.
because consent is sexy, folks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Consent. It's important.
I will.
Would you like to get in a wizard battle?
That is kind of tempting, but I was thinking the people of the village. I would try defending them.
Consent is enthusiastic.
Is there
I'm freely
somebody who would be better than the others at one of these tasks?
One of these things.
Would defending possibly be blood and valor? Because that's what I'm better at.
I'm looking up.
I
I'm
think it
looking up to
depends-
see.
What you say you're doing to do it, right?
Fucking murdering his ass.
Isn't that direct attacking, not defending them?
Okay, but I'm defending Sorsha by direct attacking what's his nuts.
Is this his nuts
I
or
don't
is
think
his
that's
ass?
how that works.
Both.
I mean,
At
if
the same
she
time.
if she narrates it correctly, she could be keeping him busy so he can't concentrate on bringing her in.
Boom.
Not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yes.
I haven't told my tale yet.
Hold on. Each player chooses what hero and person against.
I just want to like shove this dude's face into a blender. Can we make a blender?
Okay.
Like invent a blender.
Or you could do a wood chipper.
Ooh, invent a wood chipper. I think that's
College kids!
So,
popular during
if you
this
are
period?
defending against, if you're defending against either the Oniroy or Sorsha's kidnapping, that is going to be a blood and valor contest because you have to fight the Oniroy because they are going to swoop in and grab her and pull her
Okay.
and
Nerp.
so basically, like, as what happens there is those of you who choose to defend wake up and see the black-winged fleet swoop out of the dark forest, all chittering teeth and flapping wings as they swoop down into the village, and you have to
So
run
let's
up.
divide and conquer.
What is
Well, that's the point. Is
I mean, yeah, let's like.
what
if
is
you
some of
are
the defense-
if if
Some of
you are trying to battle Morpheus, that's going to be
resolve in spirit.
yes, it is.
Yay! I'll do that. I'd
Not
like to
doing
do
that
that.
then.
I would like to do resolve. I would like to beat Morpheus with my.
Because you're basically having a dream fight.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can do a dream fight.
I will
I'm
join in
gonna
the
wake
dream.
my ass up.
Will you? I will.
So
then
whoever
try-
is defending rolls first, and
Mhm.
I set the strife for that roll first. The Oniroy gets a.
So you're defending...
No, I'm going to actually dream.
Oh, right.
So fight,
But-
and I'll join the defense force.
Right, but you're...
So okay, so who is defending and who is clashing with Morpheus? So who is
Defend.
defending? Who's clashing?
Clash.
We're
Okay.
crashing.
So let me set the defend total first. Keep in mind the Oniroy
Oh god, why are you using 3 dice?
get a D10 as their name
How
die
many pathos
because
do we take if we fail on this?
you don't take any pathos,
Okay.
but they are isolating. Heroes cannot support each other in this conflict.
So no bonds.
Correct.
If we're all out of sleep, I guess that never. It doesn't matter. Never mind. Since that's
So I'm going to take the highest die, which is an 8,
Ooh!
plus 5, which is
Ooh.
13. Good luck, defenders.
I do got this little...
Keep in mind, you're only 2 of you have to succeed to stop those bad things from happening.
Mm-hmm.
so.
And in theory,
Is there anything else I can
Polybius
add?
can do it by himself. In theory.
No, there's 2 different things.
Yeah, we have to defend and.
Yeah.
Defend
have to
both
defend-
things.
So these guys right now are
Sorsha
defending
and
against
Right.
are defending
You can't do
against
both.
the Oniroy. You 2 are still in the dream,
And
trying
we
to
can't call in bonds.
you can't, they can't, because they're fighting Morpheus.
Yeah. I'll help you, bro.
Luckily, she's a demigod.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
helps with the
I got this. So.
black harm of fate. I think.
All right.
Oh, does it? Yeah.
I think
does it?
there was something.
I call in
about that being
pathos and
especially
divine
effective.
favor.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't
right, Pathos. Yeah.
Don't demigods have like
That's
stronger
another
name
D6.
die?
They don't have a stronger name by, but if you call in a bond with your god,
Oh, could I call that bond in?
yes, because that's not a hero, that's a god.
And that's another D6.
That's a D12, bruh.
Oh! Why you don't tell us this till now?
What
tell
up,
us the
Hermes?
difference.
If only
Pops?
we talked about it.
Yeah, in the 0 session we talked about it.
We did do that.
Is this only for this island?
Yes.
Okay, then I will use it.
Can't use a bond.
Okay, but you're...
Your girl is at Colin and Papa Hermes.
So you're defending. Who wants to roll first? Let's do this.
Lion-hearted Pasiphae, daughter of Hermes, will call in the favor of the conviction of Demeter, as well as her bond upon her father Hermes, and defend. Well, it's not awesome.
That's not great, Bob.
Okay, it's not terrible. 14.
Oh, nice.
All right.
1.
Oh, do you get to add up
What?
how many?
The
3?
D4.
The D4.
The D4
Oh, right,
always
the
adds
D4
on
is-
because
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
divine favor.
Gotcha.
14! She
Nice
has
that your
succeeded.
lowest was your highest die.
All right.
Yeah, seriously.
Get away, pencil. You're in the way.
Going in
Alright.
jail.
The Iron-Minded Polybius, with the help, once again, of Athena, shall defend. Please, God.
Goddess.
All right,
Well,
that's
14.
going to be a 14.
We tied!
Okay.
Okay, so this is
So that means that you're at least defending,
yeah.
We
stopping
tied.
those two things.
Yeah.
Literally no pressure.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to lose though.
But she also doesn't want to get jacked up by
Yeah.
Onire.
The Stormlight Kyria calls upon the insight of Hecate with all of her craft and spirit. So that's 6 plus 5
11.
plus 3.
15. 14.
Wow.
We
Wow.
all got 14.
Shit.
So that means you all give me a name die roll.
What is
5.
that one?
1.
4.
Yes!
Who suffers?
None.
Who prevails? Who is best?
The Storm-Eyed Kyria.
God damn it.
13 glory to you.
Jesus.
Yes.
I rolled the wrong die.
It's too late now.
No, I know. I'm just saying. It was a mistake.
7 glory to you.
Oh my god, I am 1 away.
I surpassed
Wait, how
my
much?
top marks there.
7.
I am 1 away.
I'm quite a bit over.
Creepo.
So you mark your 40 mark.
Mhm.
Well, I'm waiting because then I'll have time to mark that and then erase all of the marks.
She's like, I have so much glory. I'll just sort it at the end of the night. I don't really.
39.
I would. Man, Wow, Bob. That what's it mean?
That'd be,
That was
You made up
51.
those numbers just now.
That'd be 51.
What the fork?
In case you're wondering.
That's the sound of victory.
Oh yeah, when your glory hits 80, by the way, that's when your name die goes up to a D8
Okay.
because people are like, "Hey, I know
Sorry, I know you don't know this yet, Sarah, but I'm not a graceful winner.
Girl,
Welcome to Life
you
with
in
Jordan.
yet.
I don't know if you've ever played Catan when Jordan
Just
won.
just wait
One
until
time that I have won.
just wait
against
until
you.
episode 4 when she's born into the frame on a palanquin carried by me and Lord of the Board Brad.
Eating grapes.
All right.
Yo,
when I
you
bring
don't get
out
Brad,
the
he's my
actual
husband.
Gladius
That's
from
true.
upstairs.
So who had the lowest of the name die roll? Is that you?
That'd be me.
Yeah.
And then you? Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you defend?
Oh, I defend by, once again, doing what I did before, going into a Spartan stance with my a shield and spear. Once again, calming myself, begging Athena one last time to help me have her fight through me as I, once again, alongside my 2 companions, just make a wall that they cannot penetrate.
Okay.
I stand upon the wall with my good friend Polybius, and with my gladius and shield, strike forth through the. I almost
Onire.
said onigiri.
Onire.
Onire, thank you. Wow. The Onire, and just create again this wall in front of our charge.
Kyria, the Storm-Eyed, enters into a trance from her god Hecate. You see her eyes darken to the true storm that gives her her name, and one by one, the painted symbols on her armor start to flicker to life, and her long spiked chain starts a dark gray glow, and she starts to whip through the Onire that remain to destroy their wings and keep them grounded and behind our defenses.
Very cool. Meanwhile, in the dream.
What are we rolling?
So let's. This is a contest of resolve and spirit.
Roll low, Rob. Roll low.
Two.
Fuck.
Ooh! 15?
14 is the. This
Son of a birch!
is the
Call in all
collateral.
your gods.
Hey, you're facing Morpheus in a dream world.
Oh my god, I think
Some of us should have stayed with you, and now I feel bad.
You guys, I didn't even mean it, but I'm crying.
Oh,
What did you expect? You
I'm
are
just kidding.
on his.
I'm just being sad.
Sweet baby J.
All right, so
Son of
calling
a
in,
birch.
is it the honored god or the lineage?
Your bond.
Which is the bond? Where's
Oh,
yeah,
Hephaestus,
There we go.
right?
Do I get
All right, so bond of
for calling in
Hephaestus,
my help earlier?
yes.
Okay.
Thalia,
Or no?
Heart Forger, Dissolve
For
in
when
Spirit.
I call, I don't think so. You can double.
Might I also remind you that you can still call on bonds because you're not facing isolating
yes.
things. I will, however, say that fighting a god in his domain, I would say, is
Like rough.
Mythic.
pretty epic, which means you have to mark Pathos before you contest.
You had to Pathos before your contest anyway.
You
You
don't
can
have
pass
to.
us anytime?
You can Pathos to get. No, you just basically have to pay a Pathos to even have this fight.
Oh.
Because you are facing a god in his domain. That seems.
So then we
Epic
get,
to
if
me.
we happen to be full of Pathos, we get an Agony.
If you're at Agony, yes. Basically,
Okay.
what that just means is any additional Pathos,
You're fucked.
you start taking fate.
So
Okay,
we use
alright.
a Pathos to get another die. They have to put a down payment.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you could if you want to.
Yes, rude. Okay.
Hey,
I mean,
it's epic. You're trying to out Dream Master
no, that's fine.
Morpheus.
That's fine. No, we're good. We're fine. That's fine. Everything's fine.
We're all
fine. Fine.
Okay.
it's like the world right now.
All
This
right.
is fine. Everything is
So
fine.
I am just going to call upon the nature of my nature nymphness and just call upon the vines and the flowers and just use that as just spikes of dream death to the god of. He's not a god. He's a demigod, isn't he?
Morpheus?
Whatever. To Morpheus
Minor
and
god,
just
probably.
spear at him and like fling at the
He's the king in Little
the
Nemo.
bonds of fate that are inside
Okay.
of this dream and
Roll it.
maybe even stab what's his face.
Parmenter.
That'll be a side thing. So I, Thalia Heartforger, daughter of Hephaestus, beloved of Zeus, call upon you to stop this now, Morpheus. You have overstepped your bounds. Please don't die, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die.
Don't fuck up.
Oh, you know what's real cool?
You didn't fuck up?
14.
Nice!
No, but it's 15.
No, it's 14.
7 plus
It's 14 because it was
10,
9 plus
14.
5. It's 14.
So we've all.
Don't worry, guys. I'll fuck it up.
If I could do the Xena yell.
What happens with the 10 that you got?
Okay,
by
I
the
need to
way?
practice.
He smoked that in his roll.
Off
Okay.
stream.
Yeah.
Because I'm bad
I thought
at
it was
it.
a good idea, though.
Hey, you gotta win. Yeah.
That's why we should bring in Lucy Wallace to train us all in the Xena screen.
And we love you in both Xena and
BSG.
Battles BSG.
Oh yeah. And also the documentary show that she did.
Like Women Warriors, whatever?
Women-
Okay.
yeah. Watch it. So good.
Strong-limbed Oman, scion of domain, plaything of Aphrodite, will begin to flex his muscles.
You are going to turn it into that kind of dream.
And slowly take off
Oh yeah.
take off his armor, and starts playing with puppies.
Isn't
Be
your
like,
armor
watch me.
just like threads
Watch
of
me.
gold?
Deeper, slower.
All your nightmares turn to dreams. Dreams of pleasure.
Oh yeah.
Is this an Old Spice commercial? You're like,
Look, I'm on horse.
100%.
look, I'm on a horse.
I'm gonna leave. This is ridiculous.
Look at your man. Look at me. Now look back at your man. Look at me.
I'm on a horse.
Okay, roll it.
You fucking show up on a
All right,
horse.
Terry Crews.
Ooh.
Oh, damn, Terry
Yes,
Crews.
yes, yes.
All right, Terry Crews, get down with your bad self. It's an 18.
Yes.
Damn,
Alright.
son. Do you,
It's super effective.
You for beating me.
Yeah!
I just want to point out that every single one of us did not fail this entire round.
Yes.
and if Ethan wouldn't have fucked it up, we all could have rolled 14s.
14.
Good going, Ethan.
So, who suffers?
Nobody,
No one.
bitches.
Who prevails?
I do.
Who is best?
Doman.
Fucking don't.
Doman gains 14 glory.
Oh my god.
Way to go, Mom.
You know, for anybody who needed it, like
you really
he
needed
needs
to catch
it.
up anyways,
want-
though,
yeah,
so you're
so-
good.
Thalia gains 7 glory.
You know,
I
I'm
want
okay with
Ethan
that.
saying his character's name to be my ringtone.
All right, so
Make that happen.
Yeah.
Jordan's ringtone for me is "I'm a weirdo."
so describe your
I forgot
so
about
describe
I just
how
usually
your
keep my
powers
phone on silent.
uh,
so
drive
I
off
don't call you.
Morpheus. Here.
it's on silent.
Morpheus, you know not who you trifle with. You have taken this mortal who has come unbidden into your realm and tried to enforce your domain upon his villages that had nothing to do with this. You shall not prevail. God. Flowers and vines.
And I think
Tuxedo mask. My job.
Rose whip. Rose whip.
Yeah.
Cool whip.
As Doman starts releasing puppies
So good.
and stripping, Morpheus, all of a sudden, his Oni starts changing into fluffy animals as he gets distracted and focusing too much on Doman.
And his rippling abs.
Heck, pop him
Yeah.
into
Oh, yeah.
like hypnosis.
Terry Crews style.
Yeah. His
Are you
spear
Terry
grew
Crews?
3 sizes that day.
He's Terry Crews.
If anybody noticed, my
I married
pecs were
Terry
moving.
Crews.
It was pretty impressive.
okay, so since you won the clash, I'm impressed. Since you won the clash,
Wait,
Oh,
did
wow.
you
You
actually?
get to-
Oh,
he's
damn.
doing it.
I didn't know you could do that. How long? Never mind.
Since I was 18.
That was-
You learn new
Maybe-
things
maybe
about
earlier
your
than that?
life partner.
so
Apparently.
since you won the
Alright,
clash,
Terry
Right
Crews.
one.
not only do you get to determine the
Whatever.
stakes, so you get to say what happens here
I can
at
do
the
it with my
end.
ass
So
cheeks.
there's one
Ooh.
final battle round. You get to say what happens. So if you want Parmenter dead and Morpheus, whatever, you
I
can.
think we should wake Parmenter.
Yeah.
You get to figure that out,
Form his ass.
and you get to name the domain of the final contest.
Blood and Valor.
For each individual role?
No,
or-
it's one domain.
Wait, what is it?
Who wants Blood and Valor?
I mean,
2?
Who wants craft and reason?
I believe the leader should decide on this.
Yeah, the
I'm
leader.
gonna go with Resolve for Spirit.
Yeah.
So what are the stakes of the final battle here, leader?
The final battle is to wake Parmenter and convince him that his life is worth living and he can indeed achieve great things even though he is but a simple goat herder at the moment.
we also need to duct tape his butt cheeks together.
I love the fact that this epic battle all comes down to a pep talk.
Yeah, basically.
Stop being a douche and you shall accomplish your goals. Also, if she don't want you, like find someone who does.
Yeah, like maybe a goat.
Bitch.
And if you don't want to be goat herder, I have this
Don't
multi-level
do that to the
marketing
goats.
idea that you can use.
I have this.
Be your own
Can I
boss.
interest you in any tiger balm?
Can I interest you in a timeshare?
Okay, so
Awful.
the contest is to convince Parmenter to wake via Resolve in Spirit. It's 2d6 is the contest. 11 is the strife.
It's the lowest one so far in this battle, so I think it's probably not the worst, but...
Name.
Who shall make this epic speech to convince this lowly goat herd to retreat from control of his own dream destiny to this simple life of a goat herd?
I feel like Domon should give the speech, and I will help you if you would like some help.
I'm good with that.
It's only one roll?
It's a resolve plus spirit roll.
Okay.
And then I take a thing from you, or no?
So he's the only one who can do this one?
No, anybody can do it.
Oh, okay.
You get
Thalia, I'd like to
glory
call
for
in a
helping
bond
me.
on you. Can I get your
You
name
don't need
back?
to use the bond, though, I don't think.
No, but I get one to you, don't I?
When somebody calls a bond to take one of your die, do you get
Yes,
glory?
yes.
Or do you not, because they called on the bond?
I think they just call on the bond. If you
Thalia,
choose
can
to
I
do
call
it,
on your bond and use
Okay.
a name die, please?
So
Oh,
can
yeah.
I
Yeah.
give you a name die?
Yeah.
Can I get glory from it?
yes.
Yeah.
Which
Basically,
one do you
if you call in the
That one didn't roll
bond,
well.
This one.
you just spend the bond. But if they
Yeah.
decide to stay out of the contest, because
And
you can still
assist.
call in a bond even if they're in the contest.
Okay. Okay.
But if they are like, I'm out,
Yeah.
then they can give it to somebody and they get a glory.
Okay. Sweet.
Would anybody like to name?
Yeah.
Help?
I'm gonna-
like a previous? Would you like
So-
He's not rolling.
Because I gave her a name die because I offered to help.
Mhm.
Do I take away from
You-
one of the bonds?
You
No,
gain
the
a
bonds
bond?
the bonds don't change.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Well, no, you
Unless you're calling it in.
They go
get
down.
you gain a glory and a bond with that person. So it
Okay.
goes
Since
up
you
up by
give it
one
freely.
and a glory.
Okay.
All right. So
But only if it's called in or if you give it.
if you give it, if it's called in, you just smoke the bond and you get their name back.
Mm.
So who is joined in this contest?
Lionhearted Pasiphae will join this contest.
Anyone else?
Storm-hearted Kyria will join this contest.
Strong-limbed Doman.
Storm-eyed, thank you.
Anyone else? Going once? Going twice?
You know what? What the heck? I'll do it.
Then I can't have a
Yeah, then I
bond.
can't have yours.
Why?
You can't give away a bond if you join them.
Yes. You already gave her a bond.
Oh,
Oh, then I want.
I also gave you a bond,
No, if you okay.
didn't I?
Pause.
Mhm.
If you give somebody your name die to support them,
Yeah.
you gain a glory and you gain a bond with them, but you cannot participate in the contest.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay,
I'll
we're
stay
good.
out then.
We're good.
Yeah. Here, take
good,
your name
yeah.
die back. I'm not going to join this one.
Okay, cool. All right.
I'm gonna take
If
my
you,
40
as the
run.
player, burn one or spend one of your bonds on your character sheet, you take their die,
Mhm.
but they can still participate. So, who is in this contest?
Storm-eyed Kyria.
Strong-limbed Doman.
All right, roll it.
I think I might have. Okay.
I'll let you
No,
go
just go.
first so
I'm
you
just
can call
mumbling
out.
to myself. It's all good.
Do you want me to let you go first so you can call out?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Go first.
Strong-limbed Doman, son of Domain, shall speech at you about why you should wake up.
I feel like this is the part of the episode where at the end of G.I. Joe where they're like, okay, now here's the
My
very
dice is
important
one
lesson
of
that we
your
learned here.
better.
The total is 7.
Wonderful. Storm-eyed Kyria will convince you to
sorry,
release
roll-
from this.
Wait, should I give you assistance?
No, did you already give somebody
You
assistance?
already.
I can only give it to one person.
Yep.
4 nuggets. Cool.
Did you give him assistance?
Yeah.
I backed the wrong horse.
Okay.
Wrong horse.
6 plus 5.
11.
The
That's...
target is 11.
Oh,
Hey!
nice! I forgot. I was like, what is it, Rob? Oh my god.
Ooh!
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
die.
I know.
I'm gonna save
Who
this until-
suffers?
I do.
You are going to take 1 glory. Who prevails?
Kyria.
Who is best?
Kyria!
You gain 11 glory.
Woo.
So tell me how you suffer.
I'm gonna kill you in your sleep.
I'll
In
give you my
character.
address.
In character. No, in character. In character, not for real.
I
This is
have
to
it
try
as
to wake him
a
up?
profile on my phone.
I'm sorry?
Just try to wake him up. Or is
Mostly
this
'cause
to
I can
speech
never
him to be?
remember.
This is the speech to get him to wake up on his own.
Okay.
And you're the one that assisted me. Okay.
You see, being a farmer is a good thing. A sheep herder. My family was laborers. Goat. One of the fuzzy four-legged ones.
They have horns also.
They're kind of scratchy because it's wool.
They like to jump on things and each other.
The leapy, jumpy, scratchy ones.
Yes.
Kyria puts her hand on your shoulder to stem the flow of dumb words.
to stem the tongue bleeding and
Oh god. That was pretty great.
Kyria kneels beside Parmenter and puts her hand upon his forehead. Trauma. You know not what you wish for in life, because if you were to walk the path that us heroes do, you would know the true strife and pain that we live with it every day.
Oh.
With our friends here, even my companion Polybius has had a very hard time.
He broke his tongue.
That one time.
You did not
It was a
hear the
Wednesday.
story of the giant that nearly destroyed him.
Hey.
In the ring.
I killed that guy.
Nor his fight against General Alexios.
Which went so badly.
And many other tales for which we have suffered.
And we really wish we didn't tell.
Hey, I did fine with your story, just not my own.
At
Yeah.
least in this life
That's
with the
what it was.
ghosts. You can build a safe and happy future. Now awaken and take your place with your people.
and he awakens. And you those of you who are in the
Defense phase.
well no, so he awakens and we cut to so the heroes win the finale and won the clash. Strife is overcome and the island's destiny is bright. The heroes win the day and their opponent suffers the fate the heroes choose. So you just wanted him to wake up and not be a jerk?
And
Yeah.
live in anonymity
Stop
for the
being
rest
a
of his
douche.
life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or we'll be back.
Because, like, if Sorsha don't want his ass, fuck off.
So
Yeet! I used
Right.
that properly.
all
I'm
right.
proud of myself.
So, we shall determine the destiny of the island in our final segment,
Whether or not we yeet him.
called the Exodus.
It's so weird to come
This is slightly different from the
I
our
tried.
our regular format because there is a game element of marking experience and growing your character and things like that. So we're going to be tackling this in our Exodus phase, which begins in just a few moments here on Theater of the Mind Players. Please join us to see the fate or the destiny of the island in just a few minutes. And welcome back to the Exodus, our fourth part of our first episode of Agon. We were talking over the break, and we really liked the fact that the final major conflict in this episode was a pep talk with Parmenter. Like, for all the epic history and the great tales of defeating giants, that it all came down to, don't be a dick, buddy. And that I think is, for me, that's a wonderful example of why I like this version better, because it allows for solutions like that. And it was really fun to see everybody attack the different contests from different angles, and run around and turn this story into what it was. So I'm as written in the current draft that we have, there are some unfinished pieces, so hopefully when you revise this bit at Evil Hat, maybe you'll take some inspiration from how we handled it and
Dear
go from
Evil
there.
Hat, can we have like inspiration points that we can spend? That'd be super great. Thanks.
We
I-
use them for extra glory so we can surpass Jordan.
Can we get actual
by
evil
we,
hats?
you mean
What?
you.
I would like
I
So,
think it's just fine the way it is.
I think you should shut up.
Yeah.
So,
Jordan.
this game has sort of a two-part end phase at the end of every session. And normally when we do these fourth pieces, I tend to say, okay, if you're here for role-playing nerd stuff, you can hang out with us and listen to us spend experience points and talk about the game. But this part is actually part of the game.
Have fun being leader next time, Jordan.
We'll
No,
see about that.
you roll it up. It's
Yeah,
not
a
based
separate roll.
solely on glory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's me.
So the
Have fun
first
when
part
you roll,
of the Exodus is the destiny of the island, and because the heroes won there are kind of three outcomes. There's if you won the clash, or if you lost the finale and the clash, the island goes to crap and everybody loses. You guys basically go, bye. We tried.
Boats leaving.
Yeah.
So it's
Well, we gotta look at the sundial. I gotta go.
Yeah.
We
Um,
elect Scott Walker.
Yeah.
If
Sorry.
you did one or the other, you get a mixed result.
Not have said
Mhm.
And if you do both, you get a great result. So I have decided that as you are leaving, the villagers are standing at the harbor. It's a beautiful sunny day. As you board the boat to head off to your next adventure, and then the crowd goes a little. The mood turns slightly because Parmenter walks up, and people are still a little mad at him.
Yep.
And he says, "My fellow villagers, I have an announcement to make. I am no longer Parmenter the goatherd.
Come here. Come to mom.
I am Parmenter the carpenter. And if your houses were damaged in the fire, I shall fix them for you. And I will not charge anything until I have rebuilt this village with my own hands." And you guys slow clap him?
Yeah.
Okay.
He tried. He's trying.
He's working on it.
And as the boat heads out of the harbor, we hear the sound of gunk 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 gunk. Ah!
He doesn't know how to carpenter, does he?
Gunk 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 gunk. Well, he's going to learn, isn't he?
Can we find the local carpenter and be like, teach him?
Teach him your ways.
I'll keep an eye on him.
Apprentice.
Yeah. He's going to do all the heavy lifting, but
good.
I'll keep an
Yes.
eye on him.
Perfect.
All right. So now we go
That's the
to.
definition of apprentice. Do the heavy lifting.
Yep.
Now you go to great deeds. Each hero player records a great deed from which their hero will be remembered, or a trophy that you seized in the adventure.
Would that also include the stories we told?
I think so.
So if I wanted to put giant killer,
Yeah.
giant slayer,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
it makes so much sense.
Keeper of the poppy seeds.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's your nymphiness.
Yeah.
What was the name of the village or whatever we were at?
The island is Inu.
In the village is Hathor, I think.
Oh yeah, Hathor.
Hathor.
Hathor?
Do we only have to have one?
Yes, you get one because now with these great deeds, if you spend those in a situation that mirrors that where it would be useful to be that or have that item, you gain a D10 advantage die in that
Should we
roll.
the poppy seeds or the Morpheus seeds?
Shit. So if we don't ever come across giants
The
again,
dreaming seeds.
But any large creature, I mean,
Okay, all right.
if you guys fought a kraken, I'd be like, yeah, it's a
okay,
kraken.
all right.
My great deed is waking of dreamer.
Okay.
My great deed is Defender of Hathor.
Ooh, they could be the nightmare seeds.
Yeah, they could
Oh,
be.
yeah.
Nightmare
Anybody
seeds.
have a Doman idea?
Dissolver of hair.
Do you
No.
sew your own hair?
Hair burner.
Ouch.
No, Conqueror of Morpheus.
Yeah, you did
You did do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
do the
Yeah.
That is the thing you did do.
badass shit of Morpheus, yeah.
Like
Morpheus
you.
Slayer.
I don't think.
I don't think Slayer.
Taker of the red pill.
Ooh, Dreamer of Dreams.
Master of
Dreams.
Dreams.
Master of Dreams.
Dreams.
That's good.
Master of Puppets.
Master of puppies and kitties.
All right. Now, so let's just go around the table real quick, make sure everybody. So, what did you take as your?
Giant Slayer.
Master of Dream.
Keeper of the Nightmare Seeds.
Waking of the Dreamer.
Defender of Hathor.
All right. So now you look at the legendary virtues. There are 4 of them: acumen, courage, grace, and passion. On your turn, you ask the other players which legendary virtue they thought your hero embodied during the session, and why. Each player gives you a mark in that virtue, and they don't all have to give you the same one. They can say, I thought you did this. And basically you get a mark from each player for whatever virtue they think you embodied. So who would like to go first?
Where do we put these? Just
Twana
to
should
check.
go first.
Bottom right of your sheet.
Ooh, look at that.
So let's start with Pasiphae. What virtues does everybody think that Pasiphae embodied, and why?
Kyria says courage.
And why?
She
You have to be nice and say nice things about her too.
she did not hesitate to thrust herself into battle in defense of those who needed defending.
I would say Grace, because she kept her composure.
Yeah.
I would say Passion, because she was very vocal.
That's actually what I was going to say as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 passion for you. What will happen is once at the end in our final Exodus, you'll get to craft the end of the story of your hero, and depending on what marks you have in what virtues, that's kind of how your story gets told. So let's go to Doman.
Passion.
Passion.
And why?
His love of puppies.
He does the things that are important to him.
That's why I say
That's a good-
grace.
Okay.
That's why I say grace. He always goes about it in a way that is confident and mostly graceful.
Yeah. I say Grace because everything he did with a seductive manner.
Okay. Let's move to Thalia.
Thalia?
I would say Grace.
Why?
No. Passion.
Why?
All of her decisions were ruled by her deep feelings.
Okay.
I say acumen. You attempted things with skill. Like, that was your main thing. It was always to do with your stuff that you had going on.
I would say Grace because you tried to convince him without bloodshed to stand down.
I'm going to go with acumen. Because you never went direct. You always tried to find the puzzle way around.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Sweet. And let's go to Kyria.
Acumen. Girl, you know your
Mhm.
tinctures.
Also, acumen. You were always trying to find the witchy way around things.
Yep.
That's 3 acumen.
I would say passion because whenever you spoke very passionately, and I mean that not like, oh, I don't know what to say, so I'm just gonna say passionately. No, like legit.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you, I got it.
You speechified real nice. And Polybius.
Courage.
Courage.
I would say Grace. No. I would say passion because you thought all of your things through very deeply.
I think courage, because you were just like, yes, I'm going to
Didn't
do
matter
this.
how big the task was.
Yep.
Mhm.
You always went through like bursting forward to get that shit done.
So 3 courages and a grace or
Mhm.
passion?
Passion.
Passion.
Okay. That's everybody?
Cheers.
All right. Now, if you wish to, you may change your epithet to if you feel like your current one does not apply.
Badass? No, I like mine. Storm-eyed. I'll stick with that.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, based on what everybody said, iron-minded seems to be pretty...
All right.
Solid.
Now
You
we
are a
go.
heavy head. We
on
can use you as an anchor.
Now
Thank you.
we go on to the voyage that you are taking in between the two, between this and the next island.
Party! What?
I'm on a
So
boat.
the first phase,
Don't you ever
the
forget.
first stage of the voyage is fellowship.
Got my flippy flop.
The heroes relax and enjoy each other's company, even Tawny and Jordan. Taking turns, each hero. It's actually
along.
written
It sounds
in here.
like-
It's weird.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
It's like they know us.
Each hero player asks one question to another hero. That player answers, and then both heroes take a bond with each other. Then the next hero player takes their turn, and so on and so forth. Example questions are: what are your memories of home? What did you think of that land that we're now leaving? What do you yearn for or fear? What drives you? What do you think of the gods? So, who do you want to ask a question of?
I would like to ask a question of Pasiphae.
Okay.
What is it that, being such a intense warrior, what is it do you fear of, if anything?
I fear that I shall never make it home. I made great efforts to create the home that I have, and I fear that I shall never make it there, even through my valor and glory.
Bond with each other, and let's have Pasiphae ask.
I was gonna ask a question of Polybius, but
We'll do
that's
it.
like a lot of bonds, and I was...
You know-
Polybius, tell me what it is
Diversify.
that you are trying to get home to.
I am trying to get home as I'm trying to earn the right to go home, as I was actually exiled.
Oh my.
Oh, interesting.
Mhm.
Okay, who's next?
Thalia. Being a demigod as you are, who is it within the pantheon that you feel closest with?
Hephaestus. My father has always been very supportive of what I do and encouraged me to be the best demigod that I can be. Yeah. He's always encouraged me to be compassionate to the mortals. And
Which we appreciate.
yeah, you're welcome. Glad I could be demigod too. Just I take one from you, or you take one from me?
You both
We
take
both
one
take
with each
one.
other, and then you ask a question of somebody else.
Domon, is there anything that you fear?
I'm scared.
Ugly people.
Or no, wait, no.
The
I take it-
Dutch.
I take it. Sorry if anyone's Dutch.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no.
No.
We're going there on
Why?
Friday.
What is your favorite thing about Aphrodite?
I love her lower back and her upper thighs and that area in between.
All right, Washburn.
You know, right where they meet.
Yeah,
Thanks, Captain Wash.
that's good.
Okay, Domon, who do you want to ask a question of?
What you would say if people asked you about me?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
100%.
In fact, that's what he told me. And I was like, why did you know? What's your favorite part about Tawny?
Kai, what is your
Pirate.
favorite
Yeah.
memory of home?
My favorite memory of home is the temples. Home has a vast array to all the gods. And through there, I learned a good portion of the knowledge that I have now. And
All right.
on with Domon.
Next is when fellowship is completed, everybody removes all marks of pathos.
Yay!
Your girl had 4.
I had
Dude, I had
5.
an agony mark,
I
so
had
sure.
Dang,
Wow.
son.
Should have used somebody to block that.
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna.
When do we gain our divine favor?
Sacrifice. The hero with the greatest current glory leads a sacrifice to the gods to seek guidance and favor in their next trial.
What are you going to sacrifice, Jordan?
Each god has their own preferred oblation, but in general, burning incense, leaving foods such as fruit, olives, figs, dates, and spice cakes, or spilling libations like wine or milk, or frankincense are all common
We
practices.
sacrifice all of Parmenter's goats.
He's a carpenter now.
He doesn't need them anymore.
So it's
Yeah.
interesting that you mentioned that, because there is actually a segment that talks about blood offerings and basically is like,
Maybe
make
don't
sure
do
you're
that.
make sure that your group is okay with like sacrificing animals,
I
because
appreciate that they put that in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Because-
I'm not I'm joking about.
No,
it.
I wasn't trying to like call you out. I'm just saying that.
No, but
I
I'm just
appreciate
saying,
that they
like-
put that in there as like a, hey, make sure
Yeah.
you talk about this before you're like, I'm gonna kill all the puppies.
Yeah. No.
So
Drinking puppies. Okay.
I'm a little
So
uncomfortable with actual blood sacrifices, so I don't
Yeah.
think we should
Yeah,
do
let's
that.
so I roll
didn't even really do that in
2d6.
Xena much. So
There
Just
is
saying.
so I roll 2d6, and everybody is going to roll in a contest to resolve in spirit. The best hero gains. Everybody gains glory per usual.
we do name, die, and
All that stuff. It's a contest of resolve in spirit. The best hero also earns 1 bond with a deity.
Ooh.
Win or lose, each hero marks divine favor with their own honored god.
Okay.
Oh, but we like permanently lose all of the other favor we used?
Yeah.
Or we get that back later?
No, you have to get that back elsewhere.
Or
Oh,
through this.
fuck.
Ooh, I used too much divine
Because
favor.
this is like a bond with a god if you win this contest, right? Or is it?
It's a bond with a god as opposed to a divine favor.
Oh, got it. So you can call on them as a bond. Okay,
Mhm.
that works.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, you smoked a lot, but
Whoops.
Shit.
Yeah, I smoked
that's okay.
a lot.
It will.
I wish I
It may.
That-
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Fine.
Okay,
It's
so
not fine. It's not fine.
epithet, name, and resolve in spirit.
You know, there are other ways to get it back. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
Wait, what do we?
It is a contest of resolve in spirit. So epithet, name, resolve in spirit domain.
Can
The
you use
target.
bonds?
I don't think we can. It doesn't make sense that we should right now.
I don't know. Doesn't say you can't. I'm gonna say you can.
It's a contest.
Yeah.
I call a bond
Your target is 6.
from Thalia.
You're a fucking dickbag. But then I gain a
I'm
bond.
hiding
with
my
you,
dice
don't I?
because I don't want to kill him. What I just rolled.
No.
No, because you didn't offer it. in
Right.
your
No.
taking part.
So she just smokes it.
So we take 2.
Yeah.
Because we had
Highest
all
2.
that talk about the gods.
Oh yeah, true.
What?
Roll it. Target is 6.
Okay. That'd be a win for sure.
Oh shit.
All right. Who suffers? Who prevails?
I do.
Everyone, apparently.
Who is best?
I got a
Might be.
12.
Oh, fuck you! I had an 11!
I got an 11 as well.
What did
Damn
you
it!
I got
God
an 8.
damn it!
Fuck all you! I got a 13.
Ah! What?
You won?
Yes.
You won!
Yes! How did you get a 13?
Because I'm a D8 and resolve and
Son
spirit.
of a birch! I was only rolling 6s.
Good job!
Fork off! Fork off!
One.
Fork
Number 1.
off! Fork off!
Damn, I thought I was gonna win that one.
Yeah, I thought you were too.
So-
I was like, I saw that and I'm like,
You gain a bond with a deity.
sweet.
Oh, but we
Let's
don't.
go with
So you get one back of your favor.
No, this is hold on. Win or lose, each hero marks 2 divine favor with their own honored god.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
But if I didn't use all of my favor with my divine god?
Wait,
Which
so if
god
I
is that?
spent the 2, I get those back?
Yes.
Okay.
So you just
What about like the ones
Hold
that I
on,
erased
hold
with
on.
the other gods?
Those you'll get back in a different phase.
Oh, okay.
So, did anybody push past 2 with their honored god?
Oh, wait.
No.
What do you mean?
Well, so
Like-
if you already had one left and you just gained 2, you pushed past.
Yeah, how many?
Well, I had 2 with Athena, and I used both favors with her.
So then
But
you're
then
back
you
up to
gained
2.
them both back
Okay.
right now.
Mhm.
I pushed past.
What god?
Hermes.
Okay.
I'm daring. Pops.
Okay.
Do something?
It will.
Apparently it does. Okay. Good.
So, during the voyage, so now we determine who is going to be the next leader.
Oh, I'm gonna take Poseidon, by the way.
Okay.
Wait, what?
That's the bond with the god that she takes.
Gotcha.
So during the voyage, now I describe.
I'm sorry, I have another question.
Yes.
So the bond that I had with Hephaestus, that's just gone now? Because I used it?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, wait, you gained 2
Divine favor.
divine favor.
But not a bond.
Which are not-
That's a
Oh,
different
yeah,
thing.
yeah. No, I
Okay.
used mine with Hermes and that's gone too,
Yeah.
yeah. Divine favor versus bonds. Got you.
So, I think the leadership challenge in that affects the boat is there is a sickness that spreads among the sailors. I believe that this is going to be a contest of craft and reason.
Damn it.
And your target is 11.
Ooh.
You got Captain Reason name dying epithet. Lion-hearted Pasiphae, daughter of Hermes shall address this offense.
Hey,
Badly.
You want to help me out, Domon? With a bond? Why are you giving me the big
He
one?
always gives you the big die because it's hard to roll. That's why.
So who else is in this contest? Call out your names and deeds.
I am Thalia Heartforger, and I shall assist by growing medicinal herbs through my my magical nymphness.
Okay.
So
I am Iron-Minded Polybius, and I help by quarantining the ill.
Okay.
I'm sweating everyone out of their illness.
Storm-eyed Kyria is mixing the tinctures to dose the ill and cure them.
Okay. Roll it.
Badly. What's
I'm
our
so
goal?
angry about it.
11.
We'll see.
I'm not gonna win it, and
Cool.
you're gonna win like 5 billion, and then you're gonna be like, I'm fucking awesome because I'm Jordan. Holy fuck! Okay, sorry. Real excited about that.
Yep. 13.
Who suffers?
Hello.
What's up?
Okay. Who prevails?
You didn't try?
Is best?
You want to hear something?
What? What do you get?
I rolled 12.
Oh! I guess me!
So,
Because when you rolled 13,
yeah.
rolls reversed.
6 and 7. Yeah!
So,
Holy
the best hero.
Thank you.
So, best hero, you gain the 11 glory.
Okay.
Everybody who prevails gains 6. Everybody who suffers gains 1.
11.
Wait, I suffered.
That was 11 glory, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Man, I'm gonna be rolling that D8 name die soon.
Next time.
Yeah.
So, as best, you name who is going to be leader.
You name who's going to
Yeah,
be leader?
you can pick yourself, or you can pick anybody.
I choose Kyria.
Shocking. I'm shocked.
All
My
right.
shock is evident. on my
Now
face.
we go to the Vault of Heaven, and this is how we track the progression of the game. On their second character sheets, they have the Vault of Heaven, which have a variety of constellations, each one connected to one of the gods. There were signs of the gods, Apollo and Hecate. And I think that you pleased Apollo, definitely, because you had a new day for the village. Did you, since you're interpreting the signs here, did you think that you pleased or displeased Hecate here? And be
I
honest.
think we pleased her because we told all of the stories, good or bad. And like fighting a giant's kind of scary. I think that counts as like it wasn't, we didn't have any specific stories told by the NPCs, but I think like they're sailors, they're probably going to join in with telling their stories of seeing monsters in the sea. So I think yes. So
mark a star in Hecate. Mark a
Any star?
Any star. Mark a star in Hecate. Mark a star in Apollo. And mark a star in Hermes.
Hermes. Thanks, Pops.
You know what's great? I can name almost all of them.
So for each star marked, you receive a divine favor with that deity.
Ooh,
so so you get one from Apollo,
yes.
One from Hecate, and one from Hermes.
What happens if you pop now?
What happens if I pop Hermes again?
Nothing.
Oh, dang.
You are divine.
But I gave it to my buddies.
Mm-hmm.
Is that why that happened?
Mm-hmm.
Do I then gain a bond for Max going over Hecate?
No.
Okay, so that's only during the sacrifice phase?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so wait, if I popped over Hermes on the sacrifice phase of Divine Favor, I gain a bond back on him? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay. I'm confused.
So this is to repopulate the divine favor of your non-honored god. But and it's also about advances. Because since you all filled in 3 stars,
we earn an advance.
You earn an advance. Let me look up what that advance is.
When a constellation is filled, each hero records a bond with that deity.
And that's how you get bonds.
We haven't filled any of them.
Correct, but you're still getting an advance.
Okay.
Right.
Dope.
For each star marked,
Can we
each
just pick randomly
hero
on here?
receives a divine pair with that deity. For every 3 stars marked, each hero earns.
Right. So when you fill in a constellation, that's when you get a bond with that deity. When you mark a star, that's when you get a divine favor.
Dope.
So for advancement, you can either advance a D8 domain die to a D10. You can advance your epithet die to a D8, or you can add another epithet, or, and this takes 2 advances, you advance a D6 domain die to a D8.
I'm going to take my
epithet
to a D8.
Yep, same here.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
My inheritance is a D8.
Stormide as a D8.
All right. So we have discovered that Kyria, the Stormide, will be the leader of our next adventure in 2 weeks here on Theater of the Mind Players. We'd like to thank you all for coming out here and watching or listening our show. We are very excited to move forward with our adventures in Agon. We've got some great shows lined up for our 2020 season. We're going to be doing Agon. We're going to be doing Zweihander. We're going to be doing Masks Season 2. We're going to be doing Bulldogs. We're going to be doing Delta Green. We're going to be doing
City of Mist.
City of Mist.
Worldwide Wrestling.
Worldwide Wrestling, and
So excited.
Tales from the Flood.
I'm so
Things from the
excited
flood.
for
Things from
all
the
of
flood.
these
Things from the
games.
flood.
Yes, we are very excited across the board with all these games. And if you see us in one of our live shows, you'll get to watch us play the classic Ghostbusters RPG,
Who are you gonna call?
who you will be calling us, as a matter of fact. So we would like to thank you all for coming out to our show and letting us into your homes, your ears, wherever it is you experience us. For everyone here at Theater of the Mind Players, this is
Tony Cheek.
Jordan Fishburne.
Sarah Babe.
Ethan X. Anderson.
Tawny P. Thompson.
and as always, our Lord of the Board.
Brad Davies.
Hi, CD.
From all of us here at Theater of the Mind Players, we just want to remind you, just repeat to yourself, it's only a game. We should really just relax.
I'm not gonna beat up Jordan.
Maybe.